What's up? We live. Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me? What's up? What's up? Let me know. Give me thumbs up if y'all hear me out there, man. Because I had technical difficulties. My First of all, I had to go get some lottery tickets because that lottery hitting $1 billion, man. And I can't turn down $1 billion, man. And it's a conversation that I had with my man smashing that bass in DC Money on the way before I got the lottery. You know what I mean? And my man Integrity, you know, he about to change this shit about to change my life, man. And if it changed my life, if you in this chat, it's gonna change yours too, bro. Because we got a small audience and $1 billion could take care of all of us. For real. For real. You roll with me, you rolling well. You know, let that thing, if I hit that thing, we not me, we all goddamn good. You know what I mean? Jason Ewing, Tactical Skillionaire. What up, baby? You know what I mean? Jason, Shannon Ewing, how y'all doing? DC Money Mike, what up, baby? Integrity Firearms, what's up? Walt E, what's up, baby? Your name just came up in a conversation earlier today, man. I can't even remember who the hell I was talking to about you. Too Rich, what's up, baby? You know what I mean? Uh, Crazy, 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 man. Uh, it's yo, I've been out then and doing landscaping, mulching, man, and putting out lighting and stupidness all day. So if I show my hands and they dirty, so what? I ain't get a chance to wash up yet. I just been running around back and forth to Home Depot, back and forth to Lowe's, getting lights and all kinds of shenanigans. You know what I mean? All kinds of, you know what I mean, man shit. You know what I mean? Real man shit. And when I was talking to my man smashing that bass earlier, we was talking about some man shit. And one of the good questions that came up, which led me, because I was like, damn, what the fuck should we talk about in this live? Because a lot of this live comes from in the car. A lot of times I'm in the car. You know what I mean? Me and Cass talking about something. This is how topics of the live come out. And it's not no like shit that's like weeks in advance. It's just conversations that may have come up during the week with me and Cass, or me and Bass, or me and DC Money, or me and Jova, or me and Ray Official, or me and somebody. We in the car driving. I'm driving, talking on the phone, and the conversation come up. But there's a repeated thing that happened this past week because I was in my bag. You know, I mean, and it's just like behaviors. It's just like a lot of the behaviors of, you know what I mean, and patterns, you know what I mean, and characteristics of people I've met in the two-way community. You know what I mean? That it sets forth even with the diversity. There's so much different diversity, so many different types of people from all different walks of life. You know what I mean? And Cass brought up something during the midst of that, on during the midst of the conversation, and we were telling. I think she was talking to one of her sisters or somebody, and she was telling them, they was asking, it's like, yeah, they see Armel out there, all these guns. It's like, how many guns is this dude got? You know what I mean? And she's like, well, and she's like, she found herself on her phone with the conversation, basically expressing the people that we're in the firearms, we go to this event, and describing that these are not gun nuts. These is uh not regular people, but these gentlemen and these women uh, who have these guns that she has met and has experience with are more than exceptional individuals. You see what I'm saying? And I'm listening to that shit. I'm like, yeah. I say, Cass, yeah, you're right. And I've noticed a pattern. But then but you know, Armel, I'm always cracking, but it is it is some people with questionable characteristics in this game. You know what I mean? With questionable, you know what I mean? But that it is what it is what it is, and that adds to the diversity. You see what I'm saying? But for the most part, people been a reflection of a greater state of society so far. The people I've met and in the community so far, like you know, what I mean, I could bring up my man Jason Ewing. You know, what I mean, you know, met these guys online. Jason doing his thing, funny, acting all crazy Marine shit. And Shannon Ewing, went out there for work. Shannon's like, you better come. She sent them a text in a group chat. You better come. Here's the numbers. Call us when you're free. It's like, come on over. They treated me to dinner. They gave me a bed in their house. You know what I mean? They treated me very, very, very well. And it was like Jason and I knew each other for years. We a bad combination. That's like double trouble when we together. And crazy thing, I met Smashing That Bass. You know, I met him on them boys at Tactical Turkeys chat. I was like, who is this crazy dude right here, man? He say the most outlandish ass shit. You know what I mean? And just coming to find out, my man hit me on IG. He came through the channel when I first opened the channel. You know what I mean? He was one of the first, you know what I mean, to Alpha Life. Shout out to my man Kick Up Dust Tactical Turkeys. I put this channel online last year. Dust gave me a shout out. Dust said that, you know, Intact Life J told him when the channels be open. A few of the people from that channel came over here. Smashing That Bass was one of them. Come to find out, he lives maybe like 45 minutes from me. Came through. I was like, oh yeah, come through. It was a hit from there. You know what I mean? Is solid dude. You know what I mean? And it was like I knew this dude from day one. You know what I mean? DC Money Mike. I see DC Money Mike on Instagram. He was in the community, but I see him on Instagram. He's doing his competition shooting, and he was traveling and doing this thing. I was like, I'll be just hitting him on the Instagram chat. Was like, yo, you living that life, man. I like to see, you know, brothers making moves, doing stuff, and not, you know, stationary. And I was like, damn, he out there playing golf, competition shooting, you know, doing all kinds of ill shit, traveling and everything. I was like, yo, reach out. He's like, yo, here's my number. Holla at me. And that was it. I ran into him, met him in person. He came through, shouted out, boom. It was it. He showed me a lot of little stuff dealing with firearms. It was just crazy. Jova, what up? It was just crazy. We was like day one. I knew this dude all my life, and I literally just met him last year. You feel me? Met him in person last year. We could go on and on. Men without question and grand character. See my brother Integrity, you know what I mean? Integrity Firearms, you know, I seen him in Tactical Turkeys live. I be on there talking shit. He go to people's lives every now and then. Everybody see me talking that shit. You know, one day, you know, shout out to my man Kick Up Dust in Tactical Turkeys again. Kick Up Dust said, hell, hit this dude up, man. I called the dude, man. I called the dude one time just to chop it up just for 5 minutes and run past an idea I just had. You know what I mean? Because he a little bit of a country boy and he know about some country shit. You know what I mean? So I hit him up, and believe it or not, since that conversation, I talked to him multiple times throughout the week. You see what I'm saying? Just one conversation I had about some bull crap that I pull out of my butt. You know, and I had his number for a while. I just never picked up the phone and dialed it. I picked up the phone. Now I can't get this fool off. I can't stop talking to this fool because we talk about rap. We talk about jobs. We talk about money. We talk about guns. He trying to get me into this Gucci gun shit, but I ain't there yet. He trying to get me jumping out of the helicopter gun shit, but I ain't there yet, man. Every man got to do their own thing. You know what I mean? And it's beautiful. Joe Q, right? Joe, like me, never had a YouTube channel. You know what I mean? Never have a YouTube channel. He go to live. Recognize name, Joe, yo, what up? Yeah, XYZ, what up? See, Joe didn't really, you know what I mean? He talk, when he speaks in the chat, he speaks with expertise, and sometimes it seems like it's a lot of other people head. But that's when he's talking about guns. Joe so vast that he was talking about social issues, political issues, de-escalation of situations. He was like, it's just small things that was like, this dude is like crazy deep, bro. I'ma holler at him. Hit Joe up on Instagram machine. The numbers came through. We chopped it up. It's been dead. It's been live ever since. Just, you know what I mean? Just every single sense. Ray Official. Met Ray Official probably 2 years ago in another chat. And it's just, he came on this chat when he's live. He's one of the original ones on this live. Always had his number, you know what I mean? And Ray don't go on Instagram. Always had Ray number. We chop it up. I've been talking to Ray for a year. And I never knew Ray was an FFL until a couple months ago. At least a couple of times a week. And I was like, get the hell out of here. Skilly told me that. And I literally was talking to Ray like multiple, but most of the time we're talking about family, this, you know, politics, current events, you know what I mean? Business type, you know, never knew the brother was an FFL. That's how much the conversation of a conversation, a firearm or a gun had to do with any of the conversations that I was having with Ray Official. You see what I'm saying? Talking about this and that in the community. You know what I mean? Patrick Irie. We're going to shout out to Patrick Irie, who just came in. I met Patrick Irie probably 2-3 years ago in another chat. You know, just Patrick Irie. He the yard man, you know what I mean? Jamaican brother. It's like my wife Jamaican. Just say shout out, throw up Jamaican flag to him. I met the fool in person. Mean guy, asshole, just like me. You know what I mean? It was just like, yeah, what you looking at? What you looking at? And then slap 5, and it was on from there. That dude is the like real dude. You know what I mean? When we physically met, it's like real dude. It was like, all right, this is beautiful. Then he come dressed like me, trying to get his, you know, Armel swag on. We had the same taste, but you know, dope ass dude, you know. And that's the discussion I want to talk about. Because my man smashing that bass, right? We was having a conversation on, you know, men. And he was, you know, Bass was discussing, you know, his opinions and his feelings about men who choose to live an alternate lifestyle. You know what I mean? An alternate lifestyle, if I could define it in my own words, this may not mean what it means to you, because everybody may perceive this it. An alternative lifestyle is what I would call a lifestyle other than white, Christian, heterosexual, married, with children. Period. Anybody outside of that is living an alternate lifestyle in America. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what your opinions on men who are living an alternative lifestyle. You know what I mean? But that's the conversation that we were having. So what applies to my lifestyle is alternate to Bass. Or Bass may be living an alternative lifestyle because he might not be a Christian. You know what I mean? Or Protestant or something like that. That's alternative to America. This is supposed to be a white Christian country. And I damn sure ain't that. You know what I mean? I'm damn sure ain't that. So anybody who living outside of that is living an alternative lifestyle. So being that we was having that conversation, let me get to the meat of the game. Being that we was having that conversation about men who choose to have an alternative lifestyle, a good question come up, and DC Money was on the phone too. A good the question that came up is, Bass, define what being a man is. And he tells me all of this description of a cat that's paying their bills, taking care of their family, and all of this stuff, right? That's not what I call alternative lifestyle, and the thing that he was daggone portraying, right? What? So, because I said, so if a guy has a family, takes care of his kids, right? Pays his bills, handles his responsibility, and on the side, he does some alternative bullshit. Does that still qualifies him as a man? You know what I mean? But that's a conversation that we're gonna save for the live, because I had to kick him off to make a thumbnail, man, because Bass is long-winded, bro. Anyway, but we're gonna say that conversation for the of the live. I dropped the link. I dropped the link. So anybody want to come in, here it goes right here, and join this. But the way I want to run this conversation is, tell me qualifications. What qualifies a man as a man? You know what I mean? And it got to be greater than all this responsibility shit. You know what I mean? It has to be greater because it's even in a 2A culture, we are men with firearms. You know what I mean? But does the firearm change our character? You know what I mean? Because if you a person of questionable or weak character, you know what I mean? You put a gun in their hand, and a person like that hands, and they're still going to be questionable and weak. The gun don't really change them. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Cats like, how much of a man is Diddy? You know what I mean? We can talk about that. Just jump in. Anybody come in and just holler at me. We 17 minutes in, and thank y'all for listening to my long, drawn-out monologue. But holler at me. And yo, this is a free country, and we should be able to speak freely, but we must understand and respect that we don't own Alphabet or YouTube, and we don't own this platform. So we have to be conscious of the things we say. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to. I'm doing my best. I'm cutting down my profanity. And this is a rated R live. So if you got your kids listening and stuff, you know what I mean? You got your kids listening, and your kids haven't heard any profane words before, man. You might want to say, just turn that word into something else. You know what I mean? Or use an alternative meaning for that word. You know what I mean? So for real. But yo, come on in here and join me, anybody, man, because it's some dudes with, I ran into some dudes in life with and without guns, you know what I mean, with questionable character. You know what I mean? And I see men with questionable character, but I also see some giants. You know what I mean? Some men like my man Tactical Skillionaire. You know what I mean? Skilly like me, he can't shoot because he only got one eye, man. But you know what I mean? Skilly can't shoot. But as far as what I see in his interaction with his family, you know what I mean? And I know he sacrificed time at the range for time with his family. And that means something to me. I don't give a fuck if you can shoot. You go out to the range and go to 8 million training sessions, but you ain't got that QT with your people. You're not really a warrior, because you don't have nothing to go home to, bro. A person who has something to fight for, has more, is a greater fighter. You know what I mean? But as far as you got the gun and your keyhole groups and shooting in the same hole, that's all you got. That shit don't add up to me. You know what I mean? And please, if you feel any different, please tell me, because that shit really don't, you know what I mean? It don't equate. That shit really don't mean nothing. You know what I mean? But see, a cat like Skilly who make, shotgun shells with the shotgun blast on the target with a 9mm, but yet he go home to his family. He got his daughter, his son, and he sacrifices the time that he can spend on the range. He get on the range when he can. That's a luxury that he treats himself to. You know what I mean? Some cats treat themselves abundantly and regularly and push everything else to the side just to treat themselves to their own selfish vices. You know what I mean? That ain't manhood to me, bro. Some cats can't change a tire. You know what I mean? Now, that's, some dudes can't do that, you know what I mean? Or, change their own oil, or, take out the trash, or, lay some mulch, or just, what are some of the things that men's supposed to be doing? These responsibilities. Oh, a man got to be responsible. What are some of these responsibilities, man? Please tell me, because I'm baffled. Because the more people tell me about these responsibilities, the more I see cats that can't do it. What I'm noticing is it's guys that got these guns that can, and more that can't. And it's usually the ones that's the best shooters and shit that be doing all of this shit and tum and all that shit, that they spend more time with that than perfecting their manhood, man. If y'all, being a man is bigger than being a gunman. You know what I mean? Being a man is bigger than being a shooter. I'm a pistolero or a musketeer. You know what I mean? Holla at me, y'all. City Styles. That's my man, City Styles, man. He could tell you all about being a man, but he get too far into his blackness. But that's my man right there. City Styles, what's up, baby? Come in here, because me and him have this conversation about men and sorry ass ninjas. You know what I mean? Sorry ass ninjas. You know what I mean? It's some man killers out there. You know what I mean? It's some man killers and lollipops out there. You know what I mean? But then there's some lollipops that stand on their own too. You know what I mean? But that's a different conversation. But holla at me, man. I dropped the link, man. Click on that link, somebody, man, and tell me what y'all think about these men with all of these damn guns. You know what I mean? Are we gun nuts? Gun nuts was the terminology I heard. You know what I mean? Are we like these crazy people? You know what I mean? Is a man just a servant? Integrity said. You know what I mean? Are we servants? You see what I'm saying? That's a tough question for some people to ask. In my opinion, you know what I mean? I would like to be a master. Tony Macaroni. Tony Macaroni, what's good, baby?
Yo, man. You over here
going that shit?
Hey, you over here going off, ain't you?
No, I'm on here by myself, man. I gotta do my own thing. What's up, Tony Macaroni?
Dude, you are spitting so. Nah, I like what you're saying. I like what you're saying.
Elaborate. I said a lot of shit.
Well, I mean, for the most part, I mean, everyone has their own definition of what a man is, and normally,
but everybody think that their definition is solid. That's the fucking problem. I really want to have this conversation about what really a man is. What is the definition? Be a man. Be a man. What the fuck is that, bro? And that's what I'm gonna have this conversation about.
So that there is no one way to be a man. That's the thing. There is no one solid blueprint.
So being born with a penis and turning 18 ain't a man?
Heck no. A man is more action based. Or
so what actions do a man need to have to qualify? What's the qualifications, man? In your opinion.
Yeah, just put others before you in 90% of the cases.
Huh?
To put others before you in 90%,
so like Integrity 90% said,
of the time.
Like Integrity said in the chat, he said, "Oh, we are men servants."
Yeah, yeah. In some cases, I mean, sometimes we have to serve ourselves as well. 5 times for ourselves. But yeah, our a lot of times, yeah, we do play the roles as serving. We serve our community.
I understand that, right? But I look at it very differently. I don't look at myself as a servant. I look at myself as a master, and as being a master, right? As being a controller, I have to be selfless. That means that in order for me to be a man, right? I have to do for others. It's not out of service, it's out of duty. Okay. You know what I mean? So it's different if somebody is serving, you know what I mean? Or if somebody is doing what the hell, they're doing their job. They're doing their duty. They're doing their due diligence. Like they're doing their thing that they're supposed to do, that they're designed to do. You know what I mean? That's not serving. That's being. You know what I mean? That's purposely being. And that's why but somebody says like service. It's not service, because part of being a man is to be selfless. It's not to make it all about you. But you take some time for yourself. You take some time for yourself, but that's the time for yourself has to be sacrificed most of the time. It has to be sacrificed most of the time.
Yeah, and there are some men who they just more selfish than others. That's all.
No, selfish.
Yeah,
that's the shit that make you not a man. That's a female trait.
To be selfish. Okay. I mean,
they're nurturing, but they have to be selfish because they can't feed everybody.
Damn. Yo, City Styles, a man is designed to rule the world.
City Styles, come on in here, bro.
Yo, I hear you, homie. I hear you. Dog.
Yo, you know we from the same block, right?
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's my boy Dutch. Come on in here. Come on in here.
Sometimes some people, like I know, like in my life, I sit here and I might go and try to just do the things that I feel that's right, or the things that I think that's going to benefit my household, my family, my community. And part of that sometimes it's just actions, me being kind, me not littering. I think that's part of being a man, because somebody is watching me not litter, me pick up trash in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Just being a role model. So it's a lot of things.
A figure. And believe it or not, I'm glad you said that, DC Money. And we probably had this conversation in triplicate 1,000 times. A lot of the neighborhoods that we're condemning these kids, or we blaming this shit on the music, and I said this shit like 80 million times in so many different lives, right? We're blaming social media and the music and society and everything. But what these kids are not seeing, what these young men in society are not seeing, the thing that we're supposed to be defining as these men, they're not seeing men. So being that there's a void of a reflection of a role model or a figure of what's supposed to be a real man, they divert to what they perceive as a man to social media or through the music or through all of this other stuff in society. Because there's an absence of men. Even the men with the guns.
Right, absence of men. But yeah, I mean, well, we had absence of men. I mean, a lot of
You're
our
supposed to be a mentor, example, what's the right word, man? Where'd Joe Vawa at these fancy words?
No, you said mentor. Be a mentor.
A standard. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but sometimes it's hard
An
to do. I mean,
example.
especially when it comes to like us working and trying to provide for the family. Sometimes us being role models isn't always projected out to people because we're missing in action because we're working. So a lot of times
It's
they're
so
not.
few far in between. It's not just that, Tony. I think it's few far in between. There's a lot of us out there working, right? But we're showing that we're proud of the things that we're doing to make others want to come in and join it or be a part of it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Are we serving ourselves, or are we working for a paycheck? And ain't nothing wrong with being a capitalist, but if that capitalism can reflect on somebody in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? If you getting money and if you doing business, you're an entrepreneur, and these young boys see this entrepreneur spirit and making moves, taking losses, picking up and going, and just winning and losing, and the struggle of being a man, of becoming a controller of his own destiny. And that shit will drive a dude. That shit will drive a young man. It's like, damn, all that beat down and he's still coming up. I want to be a part of that. Yo, that's what being a man is.
Yeah,
that's kind of like
some men
what
don't see it that way. Some men see
they
it in a
don't see
different
it. What they see is fantasy that's fed bullshit. So what they follow,
Yes.
because there's not enough men there's not enough men displaying man energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of, you know what I mean? There's a lot of female dogs with penises out there. I mean, so I don't know if bitches is a goddamn, I don't know if bitches is a curse on YouTube, because that shit is in the daggone dictionary. But there's a lot of bitches with dicks out there. You know what I mean? For real. Defining themselves as, well, I'm a man, and I'm a man. I'm a man. I'm a man. Just because you was born with a dick don't mean you a man, bro. That shit, boys is born with dicks. Man is something that is made, bro. You make yourself that. You know what I mean? It's a conscious choice that you have to make to be a man. Some people choose never to make that choice. You see what I'm saying? Some people choose. It ain't something that you get when you're 18 years old, right?
Right.
It's not something that comes when you get your damn driver's license or some shit. You see what I'm saying? You have to consciously, a person literally has to constantly choose that I'm going to be a man and I'm going to do man shit. Some people never reach that point.
But shucks, I mean, even with a driver's license, you got to still get tested and prove that you can be a capable driver, even though we know not every driver out there.
It's not tested. It's just what I'm talking about, not so much test. It's a conscious choice a person has to make. And then they have to pursue that for as long as they want to be that.
Well, that's okay. So they can. So basically, someone can say, okay, my level, their definition or level of a man is only instead of like to you, they may look at you and like, oh damn, your definition is a level 10, but theirs is only a level 3, and they still think they're a man because they're on the scale.
Being a man is a constant progression, though. It's a constant learning. Part of it is being constant, being a constant learner, open mind, survivor. A survivor. It's not just a provider, but what about a survivor? You know what I mean? All of that. If you want to look for the definition of man, you got to look at the definition of God, because I think it's the same thing. But that's just Armel, because man aspiration is to be as close to God as possible. as close as in the image, and I ain't getting religious tonight because I don't subscribe to that, but it's closest to the image and as close to the perfection of characteristics, a builder, a destroyer. You know what I mean? Somebody who presents himself that's beautiful, that's intelligent, that can speak wisdom. You know what I mean? And displays strength and character, displays strength and sacrifice. You display your strength and sacrifice, those selfless acts. You know what I mean? And your survivability, your ability to endure things. You don't just do things for the purpose of entertaining only. Like I said, it's like I was talking to this young boy, my little cousin, and he was talking about, yeah, man, that shit. He's like, yo, how you do this, XYZ? I said, you got to do this. Go to school, XYZ. He said, man, that shit take too long. That shit too hard. I said, he's like, what do you want to do? He said, man, I want to do something that's fun. I said, so what do you want to be, a fun boy all your life? You know what I mean? I said, the only people I know who happy all the time is motherfuckers high. Them cats be high, happy as a motherfucker until they ain't high no more.
They ain't right.
All they want to do is get high. Word up. Anyway, I'm talking a hole in your head. Well, go ahead, talk your shit, Tony. I'm gonna sit down.
Nah. So I looked here and it was like just the definition of on Google. Like I define man. What is a man? It just says an adult male human being. That's it.
Damn.
An adult male human being.
An adult male human being is a man.
That's it. That's
so
how.
What's all this man up and all this bullshit that we be talking?
Yo, like so technically, hey. Once you reach adulthood, you're a man. Yo, case closed.
Integrity. So what is adulthood then?
I think it's 18 or 21, according to what we consider.
Now adult. You remember when I was talking about my grandfather, like he left home when he was like fucking 13, 14.
Yeah.
And had the man to fuck up. Like, now imagine us over in here with kids sitting our little 13, 14-year-old out in the world to fend for themselves. But that was a man then. That was during 19 late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah.
My grandfather, 13 years old, from South Carolina all the way up in New York City, where he ain't really know nobody on the street. Man up, you know what I mean? That's like throwing the 30s and shit. You feel me? 13, 14 years old. So what's an adult?
Shucks.
At what point is an adult? So was my grandfather an adult when he was, 14 years old? Hoboed and rode the fucking trains and all the way from daggone way down and got in daggone Bennettsville, South Carolina, all the way to New York City?
I think an adult is based on, it's not based on an age, it's actually based on action. Because you could be a certain age and still not have. I would think that, to me, when I hear an adult, I think of a more wiser person or a person with wisdom.
So then we got to get into, how does a person display their wisdom?
So actually at 13, yeah, your grandfather could be considered an adult because he had the ability to fend for oneself. And that just the fact that he knew certain things he couldn't do, certain things he could do, and that's wisdom, knowing the ins and outs.
It wasn't probably something he gets gained, because I think it may have been a learning curve. It's a learning curve in there. But part of being manhood is being open-minded and able to learn, and to me, and adapt. You know what I mean? But that's part of that's just not even part of manhood. That's part of life in general, whether it's a man, woman, or child.
Oh yeah, I'm just using it.
That's just life.
Male, but I meant
the ability to adapt would probably be something that's part of human nature. You know what I mean? I don't think. I just want to. At what point is it adulthood? Because I know I was probably a late boomer because I was doing like dumb shit late into my 30s, bro.
Well, why
I was doing ill shit.
But why were you doing it? Were you doing it because you knew you could get away with it, or were you know what I'm saying?
I was a lot of shit I did not just because I could get away with it. A lot of shit I did was because I didn't give a fuck, and I didn't want to. I didn't feel like I should comply, or by anyone's definition. But that's just me. Everybody experience different. Dutch, what up, baby? This is my boy.
Oh, what's up, Dutch? What's going on, player?
Dutch, what up?
What's good, man? How y'all doing?
Man, talk your shit, man. I'm good, man. This DC money, man.
Good evening, man. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Blessings.
What's good, man? Talk your shit. I know you got a lot to say. Tell us about the description of what you feel the definition of a man should be if they put it instead of they said a male adult. Tell me what you think a man should be. Unscripted, Dutch.
A person that's controlling the universe, you know, everything around you, every aspect of everything in your life, as much control as you can have in life. You know what I'm saying? Not letting things being dictated to you, taking the initiative, you know. And sometimes you say sacrifice, and it's not yourself or your actions. Sometimes you got to sacrifice people, the people around you. You got to sacrifice the people in your life. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes that sacrifice.
What about self-sacrifice?
We mean self-sacrifice. You can't sacrifice. You can't
self-sacrifice is what I'm talking about. Selflessness. You doing shit so you going without so others can go with.
No. Because you're ruling the world. You ain't sacrificing nothing at all. You ain't sacrificing nothing. You sacrificing people. You know what I'm saying? You
sacrifice what?
People. Sacrificing people. I sacrifice people, not myself. Under any circumstance will I ever sacrifice myself for anything.
We differ, man.
Because I have too much responsibility. I'm ruling the world. I can't sacrifice nothing about me. My whole aspect of me, from the tip of my head to the bottom of my feet, is stretched out across. You know what I'm saying? I have people and things that I'm responsible for, and people depend on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I agree with him. I mean,
I don't agree. That's
not checkers.
I understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
I understand exactly what he's saying. But for what the sacrifice I'm talking about, right? And because people depend on and I understand what he's saying, how people depend on me. So I got to, as a man, people depend on the man to do what he need to do, and the man can't sacrifice. So what happens when that man is no longer able to fucking produce? Because we get old.
Well, that's what you gotta have a retirement plan. That's all another subject.
Retirement plan, but the people ain't depending on your retirement plan. What happened if you go to the street and cross the street and die? That process, this is why I agree. I understand what you're saying, but what you're saying is, from my perspective, I think it's limited because it depends on that part depends on the individual, right? And when that individual is removed from the situation, because the motherfucker could trip down the stairs and break his neck and die, the motherfucker shit gonna shut down anyway. You know what I mean? So every day as a man, I wake up every motherfucking day knowing one motherfucking thing. I was born and I'm a motherfucking die. I don't know when that shit is gonna be, but the contingencies is made in life and those sacrifices is made in life. So even after I'm dead, my shit goes on. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. So my life as a man don't depend on me. This shit the next 100 years. I'm just saying that's just for me. My shit the next 100 years. That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? Just like you lay a seed and that shit, you know, that whether you claim a child or not, it's still yours. You know what I mean? And that seed going to continue on. So just hold it down. But that's how I look at it.
Yo, Walt E put in the comments. He's like, boys become men at different times in the life, based on life and environment.
So,
and another thing also, the is one thing when you saying like you're responsible, like say for your family, it's levels. Like say if we talking just responsible for your family, your loved ones, that's one thing. But you're responsible for strangers. People don't love you, you don't love them, but you're still just as responsible. They trust you just as much, you know,
right,
with their livelihood and their life.
right,
Saying
right.
not just you're not just doing that for people you love, it's people that you don't even know. Really,
that's
like
fact. That's fact, City Styles. That's actual fact.
A lot different. So it ain't about just the people you love. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's fact. That's fact. And I'm glad you brought that up.
You got to take a lot of emotion out of shit. You got to think logical.
Facts.
And
talk that shit.
Always, you know, prioritize. You know what I'm saying? Everything ain't the same priority. You prioritize and you just go from the top.
Yeah, that's facts, Dutch. But that's what, you know what I mean? When you take on, and one of the things he said, and I'm gonna give you this, Dutch. One of the things he said was like, as a man, people have to be able to depend on you. That means, right? I'm gonna just give you an example of an event that happened in a two-way space. And if you're not in a space, if you're in a space, you probably heard about it. Circle Bar, Venetian Hotel. Brother walk in there, whole bunch of two-way people in there. Brother handicapped with one arm, get his jaw, get moked out, punched in the grills, damn near stomped out. He don't remember what the hell happened. I'll listen to the interview, right?
Yeah.
And with a whole bunch of men around, with a whole bunch of guns around, and nobody says shit while somebody slapped him and beat up a disabled person. Everybody acted dun. It ain't none of my business. That means everybody in that bar that seen that shit that happened, they weren't men, bro. They was a whole bunch of bitches in there.
Yeah, but they were under the influence too. So
under the influences, yo, whether I have a drink, yo, if this dude right here, City Styles, I know this dude since I was 7 years old, bro. Whether he has a drink or not, he's still the same. Let's go, Armel. Let's go. You know what I mean? Let's go. We either gonna go to it or go away from it. But he's the same way all the fucking time. You know what I mean? It ain't none of this stand there and watch somebody get taken advantage of.
It kind of go back like I was saying. Sometimes you got to sacrifice people.
Yeah, but that sacrifice people for what?
For the greater good. They pawns.
What's the greater? What is the greater good?
There you go.
So like,
I don't know how to play chess, so I don't reference the chess a lot. But that's a perfect example.
Here goes Skilly. Tactical Skilly in there. Come on in here, baby. Skilly with the afro. What up?
What's going on?
Talk your shit.
Nothing much.
Talk your shit, man. What do you think about this stuff? What do you think about if somebody beat up? This is a bad person to ask because he fuck up handicapped people too.
Here you go.
You a fucked up motherfucker, Skilly. I forgot this is a bad person to ask, man. What's up, Gina? You a fucked up motherfucker to ask this question. Motherfucker Skilly about to pull a Hellcat on a motherfucking wheelchair, nigga. I forgot about that shit. What's up, Gina?
What's up, Gina?
I forgot about that shit. But what you feel about that thing that happened in Circle Bar and everybody sit there and not say shit? You heard about
what happened at the bar?
You know that the brother with one arm that he be shooting on YouTube? I can't remember his name.
Okay, what
Devin
happened?
Jones. I can't remember his YouTube name.
He was at a bar.
CRS Media. CRC Media.
He was at the bar or something, and somebody.
Now he came into the bar and this Navy SEAL white guy broke his jaw and stomped him out.
Yeah, so he came to it was everybody was hanging out at the bar, and he came from a costume party. He was dressed a certain way. So he was having a conversation with one gentleman, and another gentleman came up and said something, was like, you know, why are you dressed like a communist? I don't like communists. And then, you know, so many words were said, and then hit him in the jaw and broke his jaw.
And stomped him out, but he don't remember that part.
A little scuffle, yeah. And then people didn't help.
He only had one arm, bro.
Yeah, people didn't help. At least that's the way I understood the story, the way he was telling it on Instagram.
And the crazy shit about the whole thing, man.
He should have left his one arm
I'm in
back
these
home.
2A spaces. I'm in these 2A spaces. I know people who was there and didn't say shit or do shit. But those are men, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what?
that's what happened. You want to be,
Yo,
you dress
men
a certain
don't
way.
do.
You put
I'm just
yourself
gonna
in certain
mind my business.
environment.
Yo, men don't do, don't ask, don't tell, bro. That's sucker shit.
Well, let me just say this. Because first of all, you can question me on what that part doesn't bother me. But when you put your hands on me, then we got a mother.
Nah, it's not your
Don't
hands
put your
on
hands
you.
on me. You can
Philly, right? Say all
Huh?
of us. We got 4 of us right here, right?
Yeah.
Dutch, you pretend that we ain't know each other since the motherfucking 80s, right? Before Skilly was born. City Styles, you just pretend that you didn't know me, right? And I'm in a bar, and we all in a bar, all 4 of us in a bar, and it's a couple of dudes in the bar, you know what I mean? And I say what's up to y'all, I say what's up to them, I say what's up to everybody. And I only got one arm, you know what I mean? I'm in a cast, I got one arm. I say, hey, give me a beer, XYZ, and you see me having some words with somebody. I only have one arm, and this cat steals me, right, and stomps me out, right, and y'all already see that I only got one arm, or I'm in a wheelchair, or I have a disability. Y'all gonna sit there and let that happen?
I'll be like,
Let me just say this: if it was us together and say that happened, I would try to pull. Hey, let's get him off him, because at that point he first of all he started the conversation, and then end up putting his hands on, or what's, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like the handicapped guy came up to him and started some bullshit.
Correct.
It's him coming asking a question on what he doesn't have on, and then ultimately, because he probably didn't like the answer he got, then he puts his hands on the guy. So in that case, I would say, hey, fellas, let's just get him up off him and let have the bar call the police and let the police deal with it at that point. But I just can't sit up there and let that man get beat.
You gonna let the man handle it? You gonna let the man handle it?
Huh? Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get him up off him.
Okay, Tony, your turn. What's up? What you gonna do? You see some ill shit happen. What's your situation?
I'm looking for the fight. I'm down. I'm with it. I'm in it. I'm all right. Hey, if I see him get caught, if I saw a dude get caught up, and especially like I know him a little bit. Yo,
Not at all. You don't know him at all.
Oh, if I don't know him at all,
You just see somebody get stolen for no fucking reason. That you can tell.
I'm just breaking it up.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get in a physical fight. I'm just trying to break it up into
I'll break it up.
What about you, Dutch?
I'm like 5 steps ahead of that shit already. I'll see that shit
get stolen. You see a disabled person get stolen.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm from Brooklyn, motherfucker. Hell yeah. Now listen to me. First of all, listen to me. Let me answer the question. First of all, I wouldn't give 2 shits. First of all, it is what it is. One arm, one leg. Listen, he got to do what he got to do. He's a man too. He's a man. Man got to do what he got to do. One arm, one leg, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's his situation that he got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Another thing, I'm not jumping in that shit because now it seems like we jumping them. And now might have a Navy SEAL guy thinking we jumping them.
The Navy SEAL
now
fucked him up. It was a Navy SEAL who knocked his ass the fuck out.
All right. But let me finish. But what I'm saying is he's toast now. So now I'm trying to jump in there and inject myself in it. You know what I'm saying? Now it could go. It might not be just me grab him and get him off. What if he don't want me to grab? What if he elbow me? Now I'm pissed off. Now me and him got to get into it now. Nope, I ain't getting into none of that shit. I'm gonna stand back, let the security at the place that get paid handle the job, let security handle that shit, and let them break that shit up. I'm
And
not
when the
fucking
security came and asked a
Superman or
question
Captain
like, "Who
Saver.
beat up this disabled man?" Everybody at the joint was like, "I don't
Look
know."
at the cameras. Look at the cameras. They got
You like,
some
I
video
don't know.
I
Man.
it's
understand.
So
all
you
over.
basically,
I
it ain't
understand.
none of my business. This is basically so all three y'all niggas just tell me. Skilly made it said something a little bit different, but it ain't none of my business. I'm leaving it alone.
Yeah.
So how the fuck does that make you a controller of the universe?
Yo, I mean, you already know you from the hood, man. Like, it's certain things we just
No,
don't.
but that's the problem with the hood. That's what I'm discussing. Because everybody minding their motherfucking business and letting shit go down without shit being checked. And that shit don't lead to nothing but decay. And that's what I'm talking about is the lack of fucking manhood. That it ain't no man's in the motherfucking hood to say, check, what the fuck is you doing? Come over here and slap this nigga or interject it in the shit. Psycho putting they self in the line of fire, doing selfless acts. Everybody, all these niggas in the hood, all these so-called suck-ass men in the hood is minding their business and getting their own money and being selfish and on some bitch shit. And that's the key to the whole goddamn thing. See something, say something, do something. If you ain't a doer, you a fucking donor. And if you a donor, you a bitch. Period.
Okay. Hey, so
men are doers.
So it's in the chat saying that all the people involved was military cats.
What the fuck a military cat? I'm a military cat. That don't stop a motherfucker from fucking with me.
Yeah. Let's say Armel stop yelling.
Yeah, what the fuck? That shit don't stop motherfuckers from fucking with me. Shit. You know what I mean?
But you know what?
I'm a military cat and I'm official in the hood.
That Mel is right, because in certain neighborhoods, like if you go to and I've seen this, where a young man gets checked in a white neighborhood, like the guy, he's military, ex-military, and he literally shoved this black boy. You know, we can't go in they neighborhoods and do stuff without getting told on. So it should be kind of.
I'm not even talking about they.
Well, no, I'm just saying, period. How you go to another neighborhood and how they're tight, but when you come to the hood, we got the no snitch policy. But when your cousin get killed, then you want you want everybody to speak up. But when your cousin,
this is shit that's pissing me off, right? They got a whole bunch of Macho Man, some Village People boys singing that Macho Man song, right? Worried about who's sucking who off, right? But there's like, they're not a man. Cat, ninja assassin that's flying out of the air. What makes you a man? Because you damn sure ain't doing nothing for society. You ain't doing nothing for nobody but yourself. You know what I mean? And that's it. So that makes you a man?
So in the chat, they came up and said, what if you ain't know the dude? What if the dude deserved it? What if he was doing
something? It doesn't matter if you know him or not, man. If you see something wrong, part of being a man is corrective actions. You do it to your kids, you do it to your neighborhood. If your lawn is fucked up, you fix it. If your car is fucked up, you fix it or get it fixed. You know what I mean? If you see something wrong, if you can't take care of it yourself, you go find somebody to take care of it. So nobody at that point picked up the phone to even dial 911 or security.
Yeah, that's what I would do. If anything, called and get
do something. You don't have to actively engage, but do something. Don't just like, saying it ain't none of my business. That's some sucker ass shit, bro. Regardless of whether it's that situation, that shot show, or whether some shit happened on the street, somebody snatching a lady pocketbook and push the lady over and run down the street with the pocketbook. You're going to sit there and motherfucking watch? It ain't my pocketbook. It ain't my grandmother. You a suck ass nigga, and that's why the fucking neighborhood's in decay. And then you're going to blame social media for that shit. Y'all some suck ass niggas, and y'all can keep that shit. And if YouTube banning shit for me saying that shit, fuck YouTube too.
Nah, I feel you, but you got like, I mean, I can't speak for all neighborhoods, but the neighborhood I grew up in, snitches died. You know what I'm saying? Like
It
that's
ain't snitches.
and
You ain't got to tell on nobody, right? You ain't got to tell on nobody. But you don't got to tell on nobody if you interject. And a snitch is a person that's a criminal, that's collaborating with the crime, that's exchanging their freedom for somebody else's bullshit.
Ooh, okay. All right. I'm with
But
you.
I agree with
somebody.
That's
a snitch is not a civilian.
No, that's not essential. So let me ask you this. So if you knew, say if somebody came in your grandmother's grandfather's house and you know,
it's whether you know them or not. You see something wrong, you're supposed to do something as a man.
So harm to your loved one and they end up dying of their injuries, your grandmother, your grandfather. And you seen, and the neighbors say, and the neighbor may say, yeah, I know who did it. You gonna be like, hey, fuck that snitching shit. Hey, I mean, you need to step up and say something.
The way I see it, exactly. This is what I'm saying, Skilly. The way I see it as a man, right? If you see something, say something, and don't do anything. If you don't see something, if you see something and you don't say something or do something, you implicit to it.
Yeah.
It's just like you did it. You know what I mean? If you watch some wrong shit happen and you don't do something or take any measures to correct it, whether you just told somebody, yo, don't fucking do that, you just as complicit at it. You just as wrong. We cannot, as men, we cannot continue to mind our fucking business. Because all of this shit is ours. This entire world is ours. Our family's ours, our neighbors, our community, our fucking local government is our local government. Our country is ours. All this shit is ours. We live here. We work here. We enjoy here. We hate here. It's ours. The universe is ours. You know, we're a part of this shit. So if you let these investors wrong shit keep growing and growing and growing, and it's like, it ain't my business. It is your fucking business. Because somehow you interconnected to everything in the universe. But that's just Armel shit. You know what I mean? Y'all took y'all shit.
Nah, you cool. Actually in the chat is you cannot protect the honor of the dishonorable.
Yo, as a man, whether somebody is dishonorable or not, man, because part of being in the military, who the fuck said that anyway?
A man.
Who said that? Because I don't have my glasses on. I can't see. Y'all know
I can't from integrity.
Yeah, you can protect the dishonorable because your job, right? Regardless of right or wrong, is to provide for those who can't provide for themselves. Some people don't have honor for themselves, but you still got to defend theirs.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
That's man shit. Man shit don't deal with fucking technicalities. That's woman shit. You know what I mean? The women is to just sort it out and then let the man know to think clear, like, hey, put a break on that. But a man's initial instinct is to stop all bullshit. You know what I mean? Whether the person's in the wrong or the person in the right, is to interject. A woman's job is to bring some kind of compassion to it or some kind of thing to it and interject with her man, like, hey, you might not want to do that because X, Y, Z. There's a reason for it. There's a reason for this, but you got to allow this. But as far as I know, in that particular situation, SHOT Show, it wasn't that many women there that were saying shit. You know what I mean? But you know, which present a whole nother. It was a whole bunch of bitches with dicks in there, but you know what I mean. But it's already too late. You know what I mean. But this is 1,000 situations, right? I know personally. I've been in situations. I've seen situations. You know what I mean. And I have interjected in situations where I seen something go wrong. You know what I mean? Whether it was a young girl get beat, you know what I mean, get hit. I didn't know the young ladies from Adam. but I seen the dude just wailing on her. I had to get him. I was in a situation where I seen a little dude beating up a big dude. I didn't know what the situation was, but I interjected. And I every time putting my life on the line for some bullshit that I didn't even know the details on. If there was a woman, my wife was just like, oh, Mel, just leave it alone. That's when I would have checked it. But by myself, it's just like, what are you putting yourself in this bullshit for? Because it's the right thing to do. Just stop this shit before somebody killed, before the shit go way left. If I have the power, to stop something, if I'm there, if I can interfere. You know what I mean? Because if I see something go wrong, how I'm gonna live with myself? I allowed this shit to happen, and by me allowing something to happen, it made me complicit to it.
Yeah.
And that's just how I look at shit right now. Unless I can, it's fine with me. Let them kill that motherfucker. I have to check off on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm with you because I saw a little youngin in my neighborhood. He was selling drugs, and I approached him, and I ain't gonna lie to you. I started talking to him loudly because at first when I first approached him, like, hey man, us neighbors, we don't want you hustling on our street. That's just something we don't want. And he got an attitude, got a little smart. So I just started speaking loud to where the whole neighborhood started looking out the window. I was like, hey, everybody, this guy sells drugs. Yeah, embarrassing the fuck out of him. I'm like, yo, this guy sells drugs. You know what I'm saying? His license plate is this number, and he's selling out of his car. I just want to put it out there that we all don't want him selling drugs. I just put it that way. And it actually got him off the street and kept still to this day our street. Sometimes, and that's a good thing to say. Sometimes you don't actually saying something to someone is doing something. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's not conflict. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's not direct contact. It doesn't have to be, but it's like sometimes it could be a soft touch on the shoulder, like, hey, do you know what you're doing? You might not want to do that. You see what I'm saying? Or sometimes it can be something soft like calling the authorities. Because everybody ain't built to be direct physically, a physical referee. Right.
But I just feel like you either got to say something or do something or both, especially in critical situations. And it's too much turning a blind eye or saying it's not my business going on. And I'm going to just do mine because I got my own shit going on. I ain't worried about your shit. That's causing a big erosion, and not just our African-American community, but as America as a whole.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because
it's erosion.
Yeah, that rule, like rules of snitches, that's not just a black thing. That's everything. That's every neighborhood.
But it's just like you this is the thing, and it was like don't ask, don't tell, mind your business and all that shit. That's the motherfucking recipe for disaster. You know what I'm saying? You see something, say something, do something. You hear something, say something, do something. You know what I mean? Men are things of action. Men are creatures of action. You know what I mean? If you ain't about that action, man, turn to the other side, bro. If you ain't about this life, if you ain't about that action, turn to the other side, do something else. You know what I mean? And stop claiming that manhood. Say you alternative to this. You know what I mean? You're alternative to this. You know what I mean? Give it up. If you ain't about that action, man, we like action figures. We supposed to be like,
no.
What's up? What's up?
Sometimes, I mean, action is action, but just you can't be a crash dummy. You know what I'm saying? You ain't crash. Let me. I haven't say nothing yet. Calm down. Let me say a sentence, man. You can't be a crash dummy. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, you have to think of the greater picture. You know what I'm saying?
What's
If
the greater picture is your
let me
survivability.
finish, Armel. Armel, I ain't even finished what I was saying. I ain't finished.
I'm gonna mute myself.
Now, the greater good. If you're running the universe, your universe, which includes a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? It goes back to what I was saying, sacrifice. You got to sacrifice people in situations sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You can't be in the hood trying to save everybody because you know you don't do it. So I don't know that bullshit you talking about. You know what I'm saying? The fucking hood is fucking lost. The shit been gone. It ain't because of the men, because there's plenty of good men out here doing good shit out here. You know what I'm saying? I'll put more responsibility on the women, but that's a conversation for another day. You know what I'm saying? I think men are doing actually fine, and you gotta let motherfuckers go and fuck that. You know, excuse me, I didn't mean to curse. I apologize, but you gotta
I understand
not
that,
sacrifice yourself, not sacrifice yourself and your universe for somebody else's nonsense. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't saying that. I ain't saying it has to be direct. It has to be physically direct, Dutch.
Anything. Sometimes you just got to remove yourself from the situation.
Listen. Hold up.
Don't interject your situation. Just remove yourself from it.
Listen, Dutch. You say, and that's devaluing what people doing. You say, for instance, you say that you can't save everybody in the hood, right? You can't, because people have to make their choices, right? But what I did in the hood was a little bit different from what a lot of people. I gave them, and you can fucking vouch for this shit, I gave them an alternative to selling drugs. I showed them the Europeans, and I drove around the hood flexing and all that shit. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I wasn't selling no fucking drugs. I wasn't hustling or doing no ill shit.
Yeah, but some people feel that that's the way.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Judge. I'm saying he was there.
Yeah, but a lot of
people. But when I told them, it's like, how do you do that? I said, you got to go to school. You got to work. Go to military. Didn't I say that? Oh, no. That was their choice. But I told them the fucking path. That was by me telling them, saying something, by doing things that I was doing and presenting a life that I was living and telling them how to get that path. That was an action. And correct me if I'm wrong if I did not do that, because you was there.
Yes, I was there, Mel. And you did do that, yes. But it was two sides to that coin, because you wasn't Mr. Squeaky Clean like you said you was. So people
I ain't never say I was squeaky clean.
Listen to me. Let me finish. So they was kind of taking the information you was saying with a grain of salt too. So while you saying yeah, do this, you was still on the cut doing your thing. So they was like, yeah, he talking that bullshit like everybody else.
That was their choice.
I know. I'm just saying that was both sides of that coin, though.
That was their choice, but they knew for this fact I wasn't.
And it's always somebody's choice. It's gonna always come down to somebody's choice.
That's their own choice. But what I gave them was an action. I showed them something. I said something, and that was it. The choices to be made were their own.
Yeah, but what he's saying is, let me say it from a different point of view. Like, they hear you, but they know they like, yeah, but that
it's too hard for them. That's their choice. Once somebody makes their own decision, all you can do is provide a person with the information. The choices that a person makes is their own. A choice anybody makes is their own.
Because I don't think there's no problem with the men. I think the men is on a good path. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just more of the ones that's not on such a good path. They're just more louder. They do more publishing. They have more marketing. So it seems like more. It's just marketing, but it's actually more good men out here that's on a purpose. You know what I'm saying? So don't ever mistake that. Because like when females say, "Oh, ain't no good men out here," oh, no mistake that. Plenty single straight men that's doing their thing out here. Plenty of them. not cheating
But
and
no
not
woman
lying.
don't want that, man. What a chick want with
What?
what a chick want what a chick want with one of those?
No, they don't want that.
What a chick want with one of those, man? That shit
Mel,
sound
don't
like
get me
drama.
started on these chicks. Mel, don't get me started on these chicks, man. Don't do it.
Nah, but I'm saying
You don't
though,
want to go there.
you
I will
glamorize
destroy.
straight male
Listen,
as if that shit is a motherfucking capture ad.
yo, I will scorch
That is
earth on
not.
these chicks right now. Don't do it, man.
No.
Nah, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do
I
it.
will scorch earth.
Don't do it.
But I
Don't
can
do
sit here and say that when it comes to
Because that's
relationships.
the problem. We talking about the men. I apologize.
Nah,
I cut
because
you
for
off.
real, and
That's the
I'm
bigger
gonna
problem
touch
is
this a
the
little bit.
chicks.
Hold up. I'm gonna touch on that a little bit. This shit is so bad about what a man is supposed to be that the woman in our community, in our country, right, don't know what to even look for in a man.
Oh, hell
Because
no. I ain't letting you
because
get that. No,
they're not
no, no.
representing.
Hell no. That's
They're
some
not.
bullshit.
They're
Use my
not.
language.
They're not.
Nope.
Yo,
They know what. No,
I see so many sucker ass niggas I can't even fucking
nope.
figure out. I see them.
Nope.
I see them.
Chicks are competing with guys. Chicks think they're men now. That's the problem.
That's
They
something
think they're
different, man.
men.
But I'm gonna talk. We gonna keep it to the men. I seen more sucker
Yeah,
ass
you
niggas.
don't want to go there,
girls.
man. You don't want to go there.
I see it's more sucker, and so I'm imagining what these women are seeing because I don't look at men like that. But I dealt with more sucker ass niggas than official ones.
Well, that's you. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I mean, I dealt with more sucker ass niggas than official ones, and that's fact.
what makes official. That's what makes official niggas exclusive. It ain't. You know what I'm saying? They're like Navy SEALs. It's levels
Don't
to
mention
it.
no, they some. That's publicity and marketing. That shit ain't all.
But anyway,
what
yeah,
they
man.
pretend
Ain't
it is.
nothing wrong with the men. Ain't nothing wrong with the men. Trust me. And the chicks fucked up and it messed up. Excuse my language. And they got nothing to do with the men. The chicks they're competing against us. They
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? They think they're men.
I'm not even getting into that.
They think they men. They think they partners.
I'm not even getting
You know
into
what I'm
that.
saying?
I'm not getting
That's
into
why
that.
they don't even listen. They don't even call themselves wives no more. They call themselves partners now. I'm looking for a partner. Like, no, you're looking for a fucking husband. Call me a husband. Don't call me a partner.
Yo, check this. I'm getting into something else, right? One of the examples that I'm giving, right? I was talking to a neighbor of mine, right? I had to interrupt you, Dutch, but I had to talk to a neighbor of mine, right? And he moved out to Kentucky, right? He used to be like one of the only black dudes on the block. You know what I mean? So, you know, here they have General Lee Day. In Loudoun County, they have General Lee Day. Because this is where the Leesburg is. It's named after his ancestor. So they have General Lee Day. So that Confederate flag that, you know, all the way down to Mississippi and, you know, all over the country that they relate to this racism thing, that shit actually comes from Loudoun County, Virginia. That's the Lee battle flag. That was actually his family's flag, and they use that flag here but they colored it up and made it like rainbow colors and stuff. So this brother, he is born and raised in Loudoun County. Is a black guy, right? Right? It's absolutely fine. You know what I mean?
Wait, hold on. Did you just say they rainbow painted the Confederate flag?
Yeah, because this is a very
come on, how they gonna disrespect her like that, man? That's disrespect.
They did that just to get the stamina off of it. You know what I mean? They made it like an LGBTQ flag.
It's beautiful the way it is. Let it stay where it is.
Chill. But let me finish with the story, man. Let me finish with the story. So anyway, I was talking, but anyway, my man across the street, he put up his Confederate flag for General Lee Day, coming up to General Lee Day, right? He put up his Confederate flag. So I'm like, yo, the white people in the neighborhood didn't even put up the daggone their Confederate flags. They took that shit down, right? So I was like, yo, I ain't gonna say his name. I was like, yo, my brother, what's up with that? He said, yeah, that's part of my heritage. You know what I mean? My family fought for the Confederacy, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, all that shit cool, right? So I was talking to my other neighbor across the street. It's something like that. It's not exactly like that, though. It's something like that. It's not exactly like that. But I talked to my other neighbor, a white guy, right? He's just like, so he's like, well, he also from Loudoun County guy. He was just talking about, but it's like, well, we have to be proud of our heritage. I said, so check this, because these are more patriotic guys. They're Americans. Hold up, Tony, stop playing that shit. Let me tell my story.
Go ahead, my bad.
They Americans, right? They're Americans. So I said, so yo, what if there was a badass decorated? Because he's telling me about General Lee, and it ain't about the Confederacy. It's about their heritage with General Lee and all of this shit, right? So I said, what if there was a badass Navy SEAL Delta Force operator, right? Badass motherfucker. And he did all of this shit, and he was a war hero. And then he switched sides. And he joined Al Qaeda or ISIS or some shit. And his whole shit was taking down America. What would you call him? You know what they said? He would be a traitor. I say, isn't that what General Lee was? And y'all celebrating this shit, and y'all proud of the fucking heritage of a fucking traitor, regardless of what he did for his country. When he needed to stand for his country, he switched sides over some personal shit or some political shit.
Sacrifice.
Men, listen, men are men. Men don't switch sides. We have a difference of opinion. We either do something or don't do something. We either do something or say something. You know what I'm saying? So when he chose to do that, he's no longer American. He became a traitor. And that's just how I look at that shit.
Because part of being a man, part of being a man also is knowing when to compromise and when to negotiate. Also, you know what I'm saying?
That's absolute facts, Dutch.
You know, so because some things you can't destroy, some things you can't build, some things you can't acquire. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to build it. You don't have to destroy it.
But this is what I said. Something you can't build, something you can't destroy, but you can't affect everything, or else it wouldn't be around you. Yo, Peanut told me, my father told me a long time ago, man, if you want to change the world, change yourself first. Change the way you look at it. Change the way you deal with it. Yo, about controlling the universe is done by your individual actions, because it's going to have a butterfly effect and affect everything. What you do affects everything else. Like I said, it's not your response. It's not your family or your situation, because your situation is part of everybody else's situation, because it's all interconnected. So whether you do something or whether you don't do something, it's going to affect something. You know what I mean? So always, that's what I said. Part of being a man is making sure everything, you can own it. So you can't blame social media or the music or the society or the culture or the white man or fucking the Constitution or America or the president or fucking Joe Biden or fucking Kamala Harris or the senator or all that shit. You can't blame all of them. The finger pointing, that's some bitch shit. The finger pointing, you got to blame yourself. Men take responsibility for man's actions or inactions. Period. So whether you do or whether you don't, you got to own it. So that man got moped out in that casino, in the bar, right? Everybody who didn't say anything, they got to own it that they're complicit to that shit. Even though they deny, like, I seen it, but I ain't saying that because it ain't none of my business. Own that. You did it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting up here because I wasn't there, but I'm going to say something about it because that shit fucked me up and I ain't like it. Because there's some, everybody who was in there who didn't say anything or do nothing, they some bitch ass niggas. Point blank. Y'all pull your card. Point blank. And everybody who seen something that was going wrong and you know it was wrong and didn't say nothing or do nothing, y'all some sucker ass niggas and y'all ain't men. You know what I mean? And I'm going to say that. You know what I mean? I'm going to say that. Because all this mind your business shit ain't no man up shit. You know what I mean? At least say something. You know what I mean? See, man, what up? Anyway, I'm done with my rant.
Nah, hey, bro. Hey, I like your review. I get it. I understand.
The same motherfuckers who don't say nothing complain about everything else. They do that bitch shit finger point. Well, it's social media and it's society, and that's that sucker ass shit. And that ain't man shit. That ain't man shit that I call man shit. So what are you doing? What did you say? What? You know what? What did you say? What are you doing? You know, you ain't doing shit. All you doing is motherfucking blaming somebody or pointing a finger, looking for a scapegoat. Sucker ass nigga shit. Unless your woman told you not to do nothing, you know what I mean? Then you might be a beta ass man. There's beta man, you know what I mean? There's sigma man and gamma men. There's some men who are not alphas, right? But they're still men. You know what I mean? But they consult counsel. They're still men because it bothers them and they said something or they said something or they did something, but they sought counsel. You know what I mean? Yeah. Those are still men. It bothered them. Those are still men. They not discounted. But a motherfucker just like, it ain't none of my business, and walked off, and it was no counsel or no talk. They some bitch ass. They some bitches with dicks. For real. But that's just Armel opinion. Everything Jamaica. That's Cass. What the? She listening to the shit. Hey. Yeah. What he said? Also being a man requires that you stay silent and also do nothing. But that's a choice. A man has to choose when not to do something. But for real, being silent is not being silent. You have to know when to do it. But when you see something wrong, you can't be silent. If you see something wrong, you got to correct it.
Not if you don't know how to correct it or you don't know how to.
You got to do something. You got to interject.
Yeah,
you can't change the world, but you got to interject. You got to present the problem. Because if you can present the problem, other people, you got to vocalize it. Say something.
Yeah, but if you don't have the right words, you might not always have the right words on how to say it.
Just do the best you can, man. Do the best you can with what you got. Sometimes you can't take on you can't take on America, but you can say something and that shit might echo. You don't know what your words do.
Okay.
And if you have an issue and you see something or you have an issue, I guarantee you there's others who have the same issue. And once it starts echo, you don't know the effect that it takes. Okay. Either you see something, say something, do something. Sometimes you can't say something, you got to do something. Or sometimes you got to do something and can't say something. But the fact is, whether you say something or do something, take some sort of action. Whether it's the present at that particular time or in the future. You don't have to do something right then and there, but at least do something. Do something. Or say something. You know what I mean? Take an action. That action doesn't necessarily have to be right then and there, but take an action. You know what I mean? And that's a men. We are us men with guns are men of action because we have these tools that provide us with the tools to protect us. So why are we acting like scared ass bitches?
Because we think that tool that we have, a lot of people think that the tool they have is the only way.
I don't think so, Tony. I don't think so, DC Tony Macaroni.
Yeah. So yeah.
You know why? That's the front. If you a bitch without a gun, you a bitch with a gun.
I agree.
So if they ain't gonna do nothing when they got a gun, because everybody at that circle bar had a goddamn gun, and they could have interjected and not been scared. You know what I mean? Because I got a gun, I'm gonna fuck you. He a Navy SEAL and shit. So I ain't.
That's why they were scared.
Huh?
The fact is,
What?
sometimes, like in the situation.
Come over here. You ain't gotta goddamn. Come on. Look, Cass interviewing and interjecting. Come on, you could have tapped on the
Come
link.
on there. Come on there.
I tapped the. I could drop the link. Everything Jamaica.
I'm coming the way.
Come on.
No, I can't stay long.
Nah, just go into your own computer. Oh, you ain't got a computer.
You're using my computer.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. Hey, Zeze.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing. If you look at a situation with the bar, right? Sometimes everybody's looking at someone else to act, right? But if one person had actually stood up and said, hey, this is not right, this shouldn't be happening, then perhaps everybody else would have said something. Because I don't remember what it's called, but there's something called, it's in sociology where it becomes like a group dynamic where either everybody don't act or everybody acts. No, but usually it takes one brave person to start the reaction. So everybody saw it, everybody was minding their business, but nobody was brave enough to stand up and take action. And because of that, nothing was done, and that's what happened.
And it was an erosion. So, it was a microcosm of what's wrong with America. Yes. It was an erosion of society. Just because nobody manned up.
Yes. So nobody acted.
That ain't got nothing to do with
what's wrong with America. Didn't act. You know what I mean? So if one brave person, I say, you know what, this is not right. A lot of people saw it. A lot of people saw it and probably felt the same way, but they were paralyzed by fear of being different, because these days it's almost like a group mentality nowadays. Being an individual is almost like a rarity amongst a group now, right? So it becomes, I don't know what it's called, but it becomes like a group dynamic where, because nobody acted, everybody didn't act. There's not one brave person to break that cycle, that social thing. Because nowadays, if things happen, everybody take their phone out and film. But if there have been instances.
Sit in the chair.
No. There's an instance. There have been several instances where sometimes you see it on social media. And I could give you one example. An example of a Ferris wheel or something started rocking out of motion, and one person jumped up and thought, let me grab it and somehow hold it down. And because one person acted, all of a sudden other people started to do the same thing because one person acted. Right? Otherwise, it could have been everybody taking their phones out and just filming, doing nothing. There's another instance of where someone fell asleep at the wheel and started going into traffic. One person jumped out and helped them at the same time. And because of that, other people jumped in and started helping. So it becomes either, if nobody does anything, like I said, then everybody don't do anything.
If nobody mans up, there's no leadership.
Yes, there's no leadership. There's no. So sometimes it has to be like a breaking of that psychological lock of inactivity,
of fear
of being different, of fear of standing up, of fear of doing something that everybody else not willing to do, to break that cycle of inaction. And that's, I remember there's a term, I don't know what it's called. I did it years ago in sociology.
Fear is not a man character.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Let's just hold up. Go ahead. City Styles, go ahead.
So now when this guy, okay, so now when this guy was getting beat up, was there any women standing around watching?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
So just all
I
men in a
haven't heard of
Vegas
that.
casino, all men, no women.
It was SHOT Show.
Yeah, no. That's why I haven't heard it neither. So let's look into that.
I
Was
don't
there
know
any
that.
women
Bro.
looking into the integrity of
No,
that?
who was there?
I
I don't
know.
know that.
It seems like
I don't know
nobody
that.
knows that. Was
Yeah,
there? It
people
was
who was
men
there
and
know that.
women. It was a Vegas casino. Most likely there was women there. There's no such thing as a Vegas casino with all dudes in it.
I don't know. It was SHOT Show.
So actually, Walt E just said
Oh,
that everybody that was in the area didn't know what was going on at the time. So they didn't know what was going on. They was trying to figure out what the hell was going on.
But
Okay.
wasn't it just somebody jumping in a person was handicapped?
Yeah,
or-
but they didn't. What he's
Yeah,
saying is, what Walt E was saying is, they didn't know who this person was, and they didn't know what was going on.
But okay, but let's look at the physicality though. It's
Whether the
somebody-
person was handicapped, they didn't know that he was handicapped or know the situation.
It's not obvious that he has one arm.
No, he doesn't have one arm. He just is paralyzed.
Oh, he's paralyzed.
Yeah,
Is he
his
in a
arm is
wheelchair?
paralyzed.
Is he in a
No, he's not
wheelchair?
in a wheelchair. He's
Okay.
paralyzed in
The
the
arm
arm.
is that arm is
His
paralyzed.
arm is inadequate, but that motherfucker could shoot though. You see that motherfucker shoot, bro?
Yeah.
One arm, he nicer than a motherfucker. He got all that dope shit too. Anyway, but he only has one arm. But his arm is there, but he can't move it. So he keeps it in a sling like.
Whoever hit him though is a sucker ass fucker though. That's not right. Because he knew that he
But
has
the
one
guy
arm.
is like one of them guys that killed Bin Laden or some shit.
That don't mean
Well-
that he has any character. So what?
Honestly, I could probably say that I don't care what you did. It still does. Like sometimes these companies bring these people into the 2A space and not realizing that they're doing it for like, oh, you know, this is that this person, you know, like that other little dude that they was talking about, like that killed the people, the little teenager dude. Like, to me, I don't think that he belonged in that world. I don't think he should have been at SHOT Show. I actually thought that was pretty disrespectful to a lot of Americans by doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you meant that kid that they brought in my shop show? That kid?
Yeah, the kid
kid that killed three
and killed those people in Wisconsin or whatever. That's something whole different story. I ain't even getting into that shit.
Oh.
I ain't getting into because I might have a difference of opinion with you on that, Tony. But that's a whole different story. I think they should have locked his mother up on my side.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that shit has nothing. That shit a whole different story.
Well, they're doing that shit.
No, what I'm saying is they bring those the Marines.
They do, yo. This is corporate America. If you think corporate America is gonna bring the best part of America to sell you some shit, you stupid. The other part of it is right. These Navy SEAL guys who everybody glorify and like the greatest, and some they put in work, right? But you got to understand, this community is a microcosm of America in itself. So at the same time, we condemning the LBGT community, and from my personal experience, right? Most of those guys that's jumping out of those airplanes and blowing shit up, and this is my and I have lots of fucking experience. You know what I mean?
Intimate.
Not intimate. We can use that word intimate because I had a lot of conversation because I don't have homophobia or no shit like that. You know what I mean? And especially with brothers. This shit, those guys that will blow up the planet,
The biggest murderers.
the biggest hitters in the damn universe, who we glorify as men, the ultimate warrior, are the same ones that you are condemning in the LBGT community.
True.
Facts.
I swear to
Even in
God,
Jamaica,
the samurais, right?
The
the samurai, the Zulu warriors, our Navy SEALs, our Delta Force operators, who, these are the men's men. Those are the same ones we condemn. They're not men. It's unnatural. But they're the motherfuckers who jumping out of the airplanes, so-called saving fucking America. So all of those dudes, if you look, those are the same dudes you condemning. They just accolades, their actions that they're doing overpower their character or their stamina or their perseverance overpowers whatever their personal life is.
I always thought
for real,
your sexuality is a very small part of who you are as a person. Why the hell does anybody give a fuck about who?
Everybody judging everybody who's sleeping with who, and that, yo, you want to know who's sleeping with who?
That's not your business.
Your Navy SEAL dudes is sleeping with each other. And that's this is the truth that I witnessed. You know what I mean? Those your American heroes are real American heroes. You know what I mean? So those guys you're trying to emulate in your training and your jump out the airplane and your night vision shit. Those are the same people that you don't agree with, but you agree with them on this and don't agree with them on that. But that's that, you know, and that's the other part. Who are these dudes behind these guns? You know what I mean? And who are you judging them? So I just wanted to get down to what the definition of a man was.
Joe said, "What does one have to do?" That's the.
It doesn't. It doesn't. But these same motherfuckers is like one thing don't have to do with another, or the same motherfuckers that's judging it.
This roadblock said he'd hate to see a search history on Pornhub. He's not searching for dicks.
Yo, you want to see my search history, man? You more than welcome to offer. You more than
What's up, Roadblock?
What's up, Roadblock? Yo, you more. Yo, ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. You know, and I live by that. I don't be having problems like that.
No, but I can sit here and tell you that it does, like, I guess in the 2A world, like you said, the person behind the gun, some people in certain cases they pick and choose when it's about the person behind the gun and then the sexuality behind, of the person with the gun.
And they don't even know.
Right, but they like what was the one, the trans person who went after the school, and the police came in and took that person out.
It was a female wanting to be a man, and she wanted to kill a couple rich kids or something.
Yeah,
that happened like a couple months ago.
They made that out to be, instead of about just a person killing kids, they made that out to be about their sexuality, what their sexual preference was.
Which didn't matter, really.
Yeah, right.
This is the travesty of the entire shit, right? When I was out in the fleet back in the 90s, right? One of the big things was Bill Clinton era was don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah.
And that was a fucking travesty because people adapted that culture over the 8 years and incorporated that in his life. It ain't none of my business. Don't ask, don't tell is like mind your fucking business. And that was the biggest hit to manhood, regardless of your sexual preference, that there ever was. Because when you went to don't ask, don't tell, that means you went from not taking actions on what's wrong.
Well,
that was a policy. What I'm saying is that was a policy for the LGBT community. But that same policy, it was a blanket policy that they threw over people's lives. Mind your fucking business.
What was wrong with that though?
The wrong with that was like the thing that was wrong with that was like what makes this wrong and this not. They never answered the question. So, instead of addressing the issue, instead of addressing a question that they had, they just turned a blind eye. I don't want to know. It's not none of my business.
It's not none of the business though.
Well, actually, the reason so they said the reason that they came up with that was because if your superior officer asked you the question, you had to answer, and if you answered that you were having sexual activity, you got kicked out of the military.
It wasn't that shit because this is being there. I can fucking tell you, if you discriminated with anybody in any way, it was a hit. It was an equal hit. Any type of discrimination, if you can prove it and identify it, it was hit. Proving it and identify it was the hard part. So that's why they came out with Don't Ask, Don't Tell, because it was hard to identify with all the hazing and other bullshit. It was more work. So these lazy motherfuckers ain't want to deal with it. But the hard work was asking the hard questions.
I still ask them, why is it anybody business?
Well, they should have got to that point where it ain't none of your fucking business who I'm fucking. Can I do my job? Why is there still a boy in a girl bathroom if we got sexual equality? Just the whole fucking system is discriminatory.
Because I don't want to see you guys dick when I'm peeing.
But damn, you don't want to see, just because you don't want to see makes it the women's bathroom is nicer than the men's bathroom.
That's not true.
Just put a whole bunch of booth there. You don't got to see it. Just put a whole bunch of booth, but putting a whole bunch of booths costs money. It costs more money to put a whole bunch of stores.
Actually, you know what's so funny? I remember in New York when they...
New York is different.
No, it's like, I remember in New York when I used to bartend and stuff, but it became a policy that there had to be more women bathroom than men because, women, I remember something like that. So they were changing the main bathroom to unisex to balance out the equality.
Yeah, they just made in New York, they made all the bathrooms unisex.
The bathrooms unisex, so both male and female. So anybody could
They made the bathrooms unisex. But anyway, I got 15 people on here, and I got 15 minutes, man. Anybody feel free to jump on. I'm going to drop the link.
Okay, because you started at 8:30.
Yeah, I started at 8:30. Copy.
What happened? Something that couldn't get on?
Who?
He kept on popping in and out.
Nah, City Styles coming in and out.
No. Tell you to stop using that.
Yeah, anybody want to come in and add their little thing? I got 15 minutes left. You know what I mean? I'm out of breath.
He said keep screaming at everybody. Why are you screaming?
I don't scream. I talk loud. I talk loud. I'm not screaming. Cass, would you tell him I just talk loud? I'm like this all the time.
He's in front of the house, and I said to move his ass in front of the house. Everybody can hear his fucking business because he's talking so loud.
I don't have no business.
You're too loud though.
You know, I don't have no business like that. You know what I mean? I don't be doing nothing but talking to Smashing That Bass and DC Money on the phone.
I'm arguing with them.
I really so if the neighbors want to listen to our conversations, they more than welcome. You know what I mean? It's not personal business.
I was saying that the way him and Smashing That Bass cuss each other, you think they're enemies, yo. He said, motherfucker. He was like, what the shit? Because if people don't know and hear them, they think the two of them are enemies. They cuss each other so much. And he was like, because you wasn't calling motherfucker this and then all that. They'll be arguing like, what the hell?
We don't even be arguing. And that's the crazy shit about it. Me and Bass don't even be arguing.
Each other so much. I know, it's just how you interact. If people don't know, they think that you and them are arguing, man. It's like all the time.
Nah, because Bass take too long. I get frustrated.
But DC's mellow, so he mellows the two of you out. Because the two of you
Bass is so long drawn. It's like, goddamn, I get the point. Goddamn. But yeah,
but Arma, you are long drawn too.
I'm long drawn because I'm trying to get to the point.
No, but you always get mad when I say that you need to get to the point. And then
but I have to show you all the aspect of it because so you're gonna ask all the questions.
Yeah, same shit.
Yeah, man.
I still want to go to bed. I'm done.
All right, take care, Cass. Let me move the camera over. That's it. That's my junkie part of the room.
It's all good. I got it over here too.
I got my junkie part of the room. I had to move the camera. But yo, War E, what up, man? Hit the like button. Yeah, man. But I'm just saying though, a man, I'm gonna close this out in the next 10 minutes, man. Okay. A man, you know what I mean? A man, this is all I want to say. Whether you got a gun or you don't got a gun, as a man, you got to be about that action. You know what I mean? it might not be the present action. It might have to be the future action. You know what I mean? The past action don't matter. You know what I mean? See something, say something, do something. You know what I mean? It ain't see no evil, hear no evil, because it's evil all around us, bro. And we have to combat that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just let my man Dutch. I'm just closing out the live. I got 10 minutes left.
Hold up, man. I just came back in.
I know, but I'm on a timetable. I got a life, bro. And,
okay,
and we family men.
And nobody else do.
Yeah, so but I'm saying I got shit to go. I got shit I got to do. But we running 2 hours. But as a man, I'm just trying to close it out real quick. You see something, you say something, you do something, man. Men are people of action. You know what I mean? Whether it's present action, you know, and present action is not always good. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you got to let shit play out. Like City Styles was saying. Sometimes you got to let shit play out and reserve it. But that's a decision you have to make. And future actions. You know what I mean? You have to do something. You know what I mean? If you don't say something or do something, then you got to say something and do something later. And inform people. It's like, hey, like say something, Dutch sees something fucked up. Like City South sees something fucked up. He may not do something or say something then.
No, you can't call me
He'll tell me, it was like, yo, this is fucked up. Why these people is like that? And I might relay it to other people. You know what I mean? Because it's a chain reaction and we all connected. You know what I mean? If you want, we are the controllers of the universe. And the way we control the universe and everything around us is by action. Because every action has an equal and opposite what? Reaction. This shit is physics. This shit is science, bro.
Mel, can I say something on that?
Go ahead.
Now, yes, men have responsibility, yes. And the burden is on us, yes. But it's a community. It's a community of not just men. It's men and it's women.
Listen, I don't give a fuck about women. I can't speak about women because I'm not a woman. I don't know nothing about women, bro. I don't speak their language. I don't know their language. And we might have to get a woman on here to speak that shit. I don't know nothing about women. I don't give a fuck about women. And I can't speak for women. As a man, this is what I'm saying. As a man, as a community, as a man, get in control of your own shit, bro. I don't give a fuck about it. I don't give a fuck. Yo, men get too tied up in women's shit. And that's what they become. Bitch shit.
I'm out, but you ain't let me finish though, man. You just jumped in.
I don't want to. If you guys say anything about a woman, I don't want to hear it. Because we talking about men. We ain't talking about women. I don't give a fuck about a woman.
But if we talking,
we gotta iron out men problems, and women is not men problems. Women, the problems women got is shit that man created.
Of course,
listen, the problem that women got is shit that men created. The problems that women got, men created those problems. Here go Roadblock. Here go another argumentative motherfucker. I'm trying to get off of here. Go ahead, Roadblock.
No, I'm gonna let City Style say your piece, man.
Go ahead, nah. I'm muting myself, man. I'm trying to go to the bathroom, man.
Mel's scared. He don't like saying nothing about no women. He's scared to death. Mute yourself.
Fear.
Stay muted. Stay muted.
What's up,
Yo,
Tony?
it's not about fear because motherfuckers scared. Yo, fear don't live here. You know what I mean? I don't fear know about everywhere. Women. I don't talk to women fear unless I'm doing business with them. I'm fucking you, or this is I'm gonna tell you. I don't talk to women like that, bro. Unless I'm fucking you, I'm related to you, I'm getting money with you. Anything else, I ain't got nothing to fucking say to you. I'm talking to your man. I talk man to man.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? If a woman, other than common courtesies and manners, I don't got nothing to say to a woman because it's not my place to talk to another person's fucking woman.
But that's fucked up. But that's fucked up too as a man. I mean,
what the fuck do I got to say to a woman? I don't speak your language.
To me. It's just like you say something. If you
Roadblock,
listen to me,
what do I have to say to your wife that I don't have to say to you?
Let me tell you. It's like you just
Nothing.
said. You see something.
Hi,
if you
how you doing?
You say something.
How is Roadblock?
If you see a messed up,
I don't give a fuck about a hood, motherfucker, because I don't deal with that type of shit.
There you go. Now we talking. Now we talking.
I really don't. I'm not there.
It was a minute ago. You cared about everything, and it was.
I do care about everything, but I deal with things that I can deal with.
Shit now.
Hold up, I got to use the bathroom, but go ahead, man.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but
I'm trying to figure out why we arguing.
Men are doing good. Men are doing great, actually. Men are doing extraordinary. Black men are in a better position now than they ever been in this country, ever in the history of the planet, actually. You know, right now in America, anyway. You know what I'm saying? In America, we're in the best situation we've ever been in. Don't let nobody ever tell you nothing different.
You said who is?
Black men are the most wealthy, the most educated than they ever been. They have more political power than they ever had in the history of the country.
That's not necessarily true.
Really?
After Reconstruction, black men had more power than what we have now. What we have now is a facade. It's the illusion of power. You have an illusion of power because most of the time you have a whole lot of black leaders who are led by a political party, and they can't move beyond that political party. That's not power because you're being controlled ultimately by that political power. So when black marriage is at an all-time low, or kids being born out of wedlock is
that's because of black women. That's because of black women.
No, that's not because of black women. That's because
80%.
No, hold on, man. So what we not gonna do is we are not going to scapegoat black women and not take accountability for black men.
Let me interject, Roadblock. Hold up, Roadblock. Let me interject. The problem with black women is fucking black men. So stop pointing the finger and blaming black women and point the finger at yourself. That's black men don't have fucking not black men. Men in America are stop taking accountability, and when you stop taking accountability, you stop being a fucking man. You a bitch ass nigga, and you're not doing shit. You don't take accountability for your actions or your inactions. And that's what I've been saying the whole live. Stop blaming other people and pointing the finger. That's some bitch shit. And that ain't no man shit. I'm muting myself.
Black men have the most opportunity right now in this country, just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody else. Black men are doing good. Black men are doing excellent right now. Excellent right now. The problem is that what separates us from the other races, if you look at the other races, they're women. Our women are so on the bottom of their women because it takes two to tango, and that's what brings us down.
But how do you compare that to black women are the most educated in this country?
Not. That's not true.
They are.
They're the most.
They are.
That's not true. They're the
they
most.
are.
Listen to me.
They are.
Listen to me.
They no.
Listen
See,
They are.
Hold on. City style. Look, hold on. City style. Hold on, City style. I need you to listen to me real quick. All right. This red pill shit, this Anton Daniel shit, this angry man shit, this all this red pill bullshit that's been circulating around this internet, that's been giving black men, some black men, the ability to scapegoat. The ability to scapegoat black women is really docile in my opinion, because you can't sit there and say, because the facts are, out of black men, black women, white men, and white women, black women per capita are the most educated in this country, because most of the time we, like, growing up, my dad from Mississippi, he came up to Ohio when he was 13 years old. He was at the bottom of the barrel. This man said to himself,
Integrity, come on in here if you want to talk your shit.
I gotta leave Mississippi to better myself. So black women were at the bottom. So they said, we gotta better ourselves because they done took the black man out the home or whatever shit like that. So they going to college and they getting all these degrees and they doing. Now, mind you, they got the highest level of debt. I ain't gonna circumvent that.
I ain't get to that yet, but I'll let you finish.
They got the highest levels of student loan debt and shit like that. But when you talking about education,
no, listen to me. They're the most enrolled. They're the most enrolled, and they're the most college loan debt. But they're not the most graduated, and they're not the most educated.
So when you look at corporate jobs,
listen to me. Let me finish. Let me finish. I'm just talking in general, whatever jobs, just any job.
Hold up, let me interject. Let me interject.
No, let me finish.
Do black women make more than black men in the country per capita?
Let me finish my point. And most of these chicks, most of these females, they get degrees in things they don't even use. That's not that. How many black? Hold on, man. I gotta stop you. I cannot let you go on with that. How many black women do you know? How many black women do you know are RNs or LPNs? Listen to me.
How many black women do you know are RPNs or LPNs?
For the most part, listen to me. They're in humanities. They're not in STEM.
They're not. That's white people. That's white people shit. That's white people shit.
It's America.
That's white people shit, man.
Ain't no white black no more. There is no white and black.
It's always gonna be white and black. It's always gonna be white and black. No, it's always gonna be white and black because the majority.
Indian, there's Asian. There's all of that too. There's Asian. You got Indian. You got Chinese. We got it's not just black and white. We got 10 different races now.
What the hell does that? What does that got to do with anything?
Because if you got your bread and your shit together, you'll be good. That's why we're on the bottom, because we don't.
Not necessarily, because if you look at
bottom.
If you look at Chinese, like most black women, I know so many black women who are either LPNs or RNs. Black women.
So
that's
you go to college for a job. You go to college for a career.
That is a career.
They don't got careers. They got jobs.
Dude, RN and the LPN is a freaking career. What is you talking about? That's a career. I work for the railroad. That's a career.
Yes. Humanity.
So all I'm saying is that an RN who can be a nurse practitioner, that's a freaking career, man. They make as much money as I do.
Black women are not the most educated.
Hey man, look. All I know is that the disdain from black men towards black women is disgusting to me.
They're the most divorced.
The disdain and you know what? And you know what? The crazy part about it is that the disdain from certain black men towards black women is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. Like how you can talk so horribly about the person who literally sat there and watched you get mutilated, and then when you came into the hut, they tend your wounds, they helped you up, they lifted you up after so much shit happened in the workplace, and you come home and you be like, I can't deal with this shit no more. Like, baby, I got you. I'm tending to your wounds. I'm doing all of that. Person that's been there with you through thick and thin, and these white folks done got y'all to think that these black women are against you, but literally they are not. They're for you. And that Willie Lynch shit, even though the letter is fabricated and it's not real, that
shit real.
That letter is letting you know how they manipulated the black man and the black woman, how they tore us apart. And then you got black men with the gall to get on the internet and talk shit about the very person that was brought over in the slave ships that was laid next to you when you was in the bottom of that shit. And you can talk shit about that person. That shit hurtful, bro. That shit hurtful, bro.
Yo, man, hold up. I'm gonna mute everybody. Yo, hold up. Bobo, welcome to the panel. Hold up, Dutch. Damn. Hold up. Bovo, welcome to the panel, man. I was trying to get out of here like 5 minutes ago, right?
You're going away.
All right.
But I'm just gonna say, man, I'm tired of black men pointing the finger, because that eliminates their accountability. It ain't my fault. I'm blaming this shit on this woman. I'm blaming this shit on social media. I'm blaming this shit on the music. And that ain't no black man shit. That ain't no man, not black man shit. That ain't no man shit at all. Men don't point the finger. Men hold the weight. Man absorbs the problem. That's all the fuck I'm saying. I don't even want to talk about women because I don't speak.
Man.
If you want to talk about, if you want one woman to talk, if you want a woman to talk about their issues, you got to talk to Cass and start a woman forum, because I don't understand them. I don't speak their language. I don't talk to them other than manners, keeping my manners and saying hi and all that shit, because that's what men do. Men do not talk to women unless they planning on fucking them, they doing business with them, or they fucking related to them. You know what I mean? Men deal with men shit. Man on man.
That's you.
That's well, when it's not me, right? And you deal with it some other way, you go some other place. You know what I mean? If you can't take accountability for your actions or the actions of a man, and you start pointing the finger at politicians, and you start pointing the finger at motherfucking society, and you start pointing the finger at music, you're not pointing the finger at yourself. Men point the finger at themselves.
That the black community problem is
sole
the black
control
woman.
of the universe, bro.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem.
Men are not taking accountability.
That's
whether
ridiculous.
They got a gun or they don't got a gun.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. That's the dumbest shit ever. So the black communities.
I ain't talking about
problem,
black, Roblox.
No, I ain't talking to you. I'm talking about city style. So the black community's biggest problem right now is black women.
Oh, let me just say one thing. My name is Dutch. I apologize.
If you was to give it a percentage wise between black men and black women, what would it be?
As far as what?
As far as it being who is more responsible for the downfall right now, or the situation that we in between the black community
right now, because right now guys is just abandoning.
I didn't ask you that. I just asked you what percentage between the two.
Percentage?
Yes.
I would say more highly on women.
So what percentage would you give it? What percentage?
I would give it 70, 30.
70-30. I want you to understand something. Because
remember, it's more men than women.
What that got to do with anything?
What numbers?
What does the fact that it's always been more women than men?
No, it has not always been.
It has always been more women than men.
No, it hasn't always been that way.
It has always been more women than men, and I say that to say this. You have a situation where you got men who were in the home, right? So I live in Toledo, Ohio. right? We got a spot in here called Doler Jarvis that used to be a major factory, right?
Yep.
Black men came in, and they came up from the South. They moved up north. They was working, had families, all that shit. All of the factories closed down. Drugs come into the community. Black men don't have jobs. So where does it shift from there to being the black woman's 70% and the black man's 30%? Do you understand what I'm saying? So
no, I understand exactly what you're saying.
So why is it? So how does it shift?
All right.
Because,
let me explain to you from my perspective on it. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I never grew up down south anywhere like that. So we'll call like tenement buildings and projects.
How old are you?
I'm 50.
Okay.
So now you got tenement buildings, you got projects, massive apartments. Probably 80% of these apartments, if not 90% of these apartments, are women. Women, Section 8 women have them. More women have their own place than men because they get Section 8. They don't give it to guys like that. They give it to women quicker, or guys don't get it. So
that's by design.
So now women have most of the residents. Women control most of the residents.
I'm gonna drop you because I need to let him take it. Oh no, I don't. No, I don't. I'm good.
You know what I'm saying? Section 8 divas, I call them. You know what I'm saying? They have these city and government subsidies that they have.
Yeah, we got. Hold up. We got celebrities here.
So now,
what up?
If these are the women that's controlling shit, because they kicking guys out and they dealing with certain type of men also, because they're Section 8 divas. You know,
can I respond to that?
Yeah, both brother ain't said nothing.
Yeah, look, same toilet, same shit and all that. We from the same area. You probably got me by a few years. You know what I'm saying? But like what I will say is, Section 8 divas is an insult to my mother. You know what I'm saying? And my grandmother and all that. So look, my father died from drugs. So my mother, I can't look at that lady, even though she worked 2 jobs and all that. I still lived in the projects. My grandmother, the same thing, right up the street, projects. Like I'm from that environment where drugs hit my shit. It took the majority of my family out. They stayed in third. And even to this day, my family is majority women. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know it was bad like that right now. We're doing a little slight research, like, men are real disrespectful towards women. They doing the blame game. They really harming them. Like they feeling so much where they really harming them. It's getting violent and dangerous. So when it was brought to my attention that this is happening, there's no way in this world where I can let that shit ride. I don't care nobody's perspective. I can't let that ride because at the end of the day, no matter if men choose to leave voluntarily or they was given a situation that was helping them in their circumstances to be able to have a roof over their head, raise 3-4 kids by themselves, even if it was the same dude. They couldn't have a nigga on paperwork, so he had to leave, or they couldn't be around. Things didn't go right. Plus, as men being accountable, sometimes men don't want to sit still, especially when they're getting high and drugs and this and the third, you moving around. You just had a chemical imbalance because we got numbers done on us, bro. We had a number done on our culture and our shit a long time ago before you even consider a Section 8. Shit was going on. We circumstantial people left from that shit. You see what I'm saying? So we got the power to change it now, but it ain't gonna start with pushing more division. You see what I'm saying? Because if somebody looked at my daughter 18 right now, somebody looked at my daughter talking like that, I'm on the neck. You see what I'm saying? And my job is to teach her. My job is to teach her to be responsible to take care of herself and not need a dude. And then any dude that she does meet, I'm making sure his narrative or his idea.
You gotta vet him. You gotta vet him.
Absolutely.
You gotta vet him.
So you got my daughter, but you can't start pushing the narrative and shit like that.
My daughter be 12. My daughter will be 12 in November, and I'm literally I'm grooming her right now. Like literally every time we go to the car, I'm opening the door for her. She like, Daddy, stop. I'm like, no. Why do you want me to stop opening the door for you? She was like, because it's embarrassing. I'll be like, no. So, but when you get older, you gonna understand. Like this is the bare minimum. Like this is like a dude opening the door for you, a dude having a car, being able to move you around. That is essential. That's stuff that subconscious type shit.
And
Where
my
you thinking
daughter
to yourself,
she's married, her mother
but
and her
see,
father is married.
right, but see,
We
but see,
respect
but see,
each
a
other.
lot of,
This
but,
ain't the
but,
third. You know what I'm saying?
but a lot of
Go
these
ahead,
women, but
let
a lot of
Integrity
these,
come in. We're gonna welcome Integrity Firearms into it. Let him talk his shit. And we got the celebrity coming in and out too, so we got to make him talk his
his
shit.
Wi-Fi
Black men
bad.
are not
His
out
Wi-Fi
here.
bad.
Black men are
He
Trash.
said
you know
his
what I mean?
His
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi bad.
We got a celebrity.
Black
We got a
men,
celebrity in
black
the
men are
house,
not
man.
out
Kick
here
up dust.
beating on
Tactical
women,
turkeys
man.
up in here. But go ahead.
Yo,
Integrity talk your shit.
I want to hear Roadblock finish his thought.
So what I'm saying is, you got men. We do usher in the don't do that discipline when it comes to women. Now I'm lucky. My wife is dope. My wife is literally she is an extension of me in many ways, right? So she knows many facets of don't do this and don't do that. Not necessarily masculine or feminine, but a boy ain't supposed to put on heels and walk around like because you're trying to emulate your mama. Like, don't do that. Like, that's what men are for. That's what we here for. We supposed to be like, hey man, no, don't do that. What you doing? Stop. Hold on. What Kevin Hart say? Wait. What you doing? Don't do that. Put that down. Go over there. Sit down. That's where men. That's where we operate, right? So we dealing with.
1 second. I'll be right back.
City Styles, you're trying to blame Black women for what we are going through right now, right? But you got to understand that the same system that got Black men per capita in prison more than anybody else in this country is the same system that got Black women in Section 8 per capita more than anybody else. It's the same shit.
I'm gonna interject with you, Roadblock, and I'm gonna
the
disagree
same
with you.
It's a choice.
I'm gonna disagree with you on this.
It's not a choice. It's not a choice.
Hold up, Roadblock.
It's not a choice.
Hold up. Stop blaming the system too. This nigga blaming the motherfucking women. You blaming the system.
Hold on,
ain't
man.
Nobody blaming themselves. It's Black man's own fault.
Armel.
Hold up. I'll mute your ass. This Armel's live, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? Yo, it's Black man's fault. Your own responsibility. Whatever's going on with a Black man, if you realize something wrong, do something about it, man. You say something, do something. And that's all the fuck I'm saying. Say something, do something. If you ain't saying something and you ain't doing nothing about your situation, you lost in the cause, bro. And that's what I'm saying. I'm unmute.
I'm gonna say something real quick. I'm just gonna give an example. Like, say if you get up in your car, you get up one morning, you start your car, and that shit won't start. And you look at it and you start dissecting it, right? You say, okay, my battery dead. And you go to Vance Auto, Walmart, wherever, and get you a new battery, and you put that bitch in. 2 days later, that battery dead again. Okay. Now it's my fucking alternator, right?
Yep.
So I think a lot of times, like when we say the word accountability, I think sometimes, like just like that car, I'm not placing the blame on the battery or the fucking alternator. I'm just trying to trace the problem to the origin. You feel me? So whenever you fix a problem, you have to go to the origin. So on the man side and the female side, right? It's not that some people are, but a lot of people, man and women, when the men point out what women do or what women point out what men do, we blame it. But a lot of times they just really just like that fucking battery and that alternator. They just point out a problem. And in order to fix the problem, you got to fucking investigate it and go to the origins of the problem. So as brothers, hold on, let me finish. As brothers, everybody is making valid points, right? But I think that we have to be slow to speak
and quick to hear. You know what I mean? Because everybody's making valid points. I don't think the brother is like just, you know, smash. I think he loved the sisters. I really do. It's just that he's using stats, because the things that he's saying, you can actually pull the stats up. And also, I'm almost finished. You can do, like they say, you know, but with that said, you also have women nowadays point out those same points, just like we men are pointing out points about fellow men. You have women point out these same points. So you know, I don't think, you know, I think everybody got valid points, but I think that, you know, let's just listen to each other if you really want a solution.
So the only issue that I have right now is I've heard everything that he said. I've heard it before. Everything. It's not nothing new. Nothing that he said was new, and nothing that he said actually gave grace or love to Black women. Nothing. He didn't say anything in my ears because I heard everything he said. Everything that he said literally was degrading Black women.
No,
never
yo,
said,
I don't think so. You don't gotta let them hoes. You don't got hoes.
Hold on, Armel. Because hold on, because what we gonna do is that see. So it's not facts, because literally what you saying is not necessarily fact. Because I can go on the internet and find anything that's going to agree with what I'm saying. I can go on the internet and literally find a stat that says that men didn't walk on the moon.
Yo,
but see,
all women are not hoes. All women are not hoes, right? And all men are not bitches. But a lot of women are hoes, and a lot of niggas is bitches. So that's all I got to say about that. But let Kick Up Dust. He's been sitting here for a while, patient. Let him talk, because I don't let them hoes. Fuck them bitches. You know what I mean? And fuck them bitches with dicks too. But holla at me, talk that shit, Kick Up Dust. He got a celebrity. We gotta let him get the floor.
Hey, listen, I was just listening to Roadblock. Roadblock looked like he was tired of your shit for a second. He just
fuck this my life.
Like the women now.
What Kick Up Dust supposed to say?
Talk that shit, Dust. Hold on.
I don't got nothing to say, dog. Not after that. I don't got nothing to say.
They still want.
I don't got nothing to say. Go ahead, City. You got it.
City Style, soak your shit.
The women, they still want
integrity. What up?
What up, Dust?
My brother, I apologize.
You good, bro? I'm just saying what up.
Talk your shit, bro.
A traditional man. They want the doors open. They want the doors
open.
open.
Go with this shit. I knew it was coming.
Let him talk, Roadblock.
I can't, man, because we talking the same shit that Anton
You
Daniels
can.
and all these other lame ass niggas be talking about.
Modern woman is not gonna get a traditional man. It ain't gonna happen.
I got a question. City Style.
But
City Style,
the real world,
City Style, what is the fuck is a traditional man? That's the source of this thing. What's the definition of a traditional man? That's what I'm asking. Because you keep talking about this traditional shit, what this traditional man is, and it's, to me, what the media is producing and what these women are producing, that ain't a traditional man. That's some bullshit. You know what I mean? What these women are pumping out of them, you know what I mean? Hold up, Integrity. What these women are pumping out and what they're producing, those are not men. Those are grown-ass boys. Those are fun boys who just want to have fun. Girls and boys just want to have fun. That shit is Cyndi Lauper song to me, bro. What these women are producing are not men. They're not fucking men. You know what I mean? What are the men producing? And what is the definition of this traditional man, of what this man is supposed to be? And we're, as men, as so-called men, are not providing them an example or a blueprint or a fucking plan on what this nigga is supposed to be. Some of us are, and the ones that's manhood. The rest of us are just talking shit and act like bitches with dicks. Period.
Yo, you about to turn this whole live into like a whole fucking Fresh and Fit podcast or like an Andrew Tate podcast.
That's basically what it is.
Thing, bro.
Yeah.
This is
That's
so
basically what it is.
if
Hey, I'm sorry, Dust.
Nah, go ahead. You good, Integrity?
I want to address. I haven't addressed City Styles, bro. A lot of things that you say is true and it's can prove and you can see it. But here's the point: if we walk around and we say that the man is the leader, you can slice the pie any way you want to. It's the man's fault.
That's all I'm saying.
You can slice that pie, and bro, honestly, bro, from Florida, my with my business, I get a chance to go, and my hobbies, I get a chance to go all over the country, and I make it a point to speak to young men and young women every day, bro, 5 and 6 times a day, just to tap their mind. A lot of things that you say, we have been programmed, but it doesn't matter if we men are the leader and we are the image and glory of God. It falls on us.
Because it go God.
I don't care how you slice that pie.
Wife, kids.
I don't care how you slice that pie. I don't care if you say this man got in the way, this man, Satan got in the way, whatever entity that you name. If we are the leader, the blame always fall upon the leader. But what you having right now, this is the problem. But here's the problem we having right now, City Styles. You have brothers that's waking up and they're trying to put in the work, and people are giving a deaf ear and a blind eye. And because the first thing you have to do is get yourself right as a man. Then you start and you look in the mirror, get yourself right. Then you look around your house, you get your family right. Then you go outside your house and get your yard right. Then you get your block right. Then you get your community right. But we got a lot of men ain't never looked in the mirror trying to go out to the community. And you boom, 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 boom. But how have you sliced that pie, bro? You cannot. I don't care if you Tate, and a lot of them guys are clowns, bro. Fit, Fresh and Fit. A lot of them guys clowns, and they're unrighteous. But they unrighteous.
Don't even like black women.
But look, listen, fellas. This is the hiccup. It's nothing new up underneath the sun. This has happened before, and it's not only in the black community, but they want to think it's just in the black community. But I'm going back to my statement. A lot of stuff you say is correct, brother. But at the end of the day, no matter how you slice that pie, right? It falls on a man. And we can't be like Adam, though. We can't be like Adam. See, a lot of brothers, now here's the other side. A lot of the brothers going to be like Adam and Ahab or a eunuch. You can't be Ahab and you can't be Adam. You can't be a eunuch. You got to do what that higher power say. But it still falls on us as men, bro.
And you would sit there and anybody who would sit there and blame another entity for the problems going on in the community when you are literally the vessel for God, that should let you know anything. Like literally won't even take accountability for what your discretions were. Like, what are we doing as a people when you are going to like literally? Okay, so black men are at the bottom of the totem pole, right? And then, but black women were below us because we used to come home and take out our frustrations out from the workplace out on black women.
So, some did roadblock, not all. Some did.
Yeah, so a lot. So that's how the feminist movement came to play, because white women came to black women was like, ain't you suffering at home? Ain't you going through this at home because that black man treating you this and that black man treating you that? And then they like, yeah, you right. You right. And then now We dealing with all of that feminist bullshit in our community. We dealing with the Section 8 and the welfare state in our community. We dealing with all of that. But how we could combat all that shit, like Integrity said, is if we step up as Black men, we stop, because literally we have the ability to not put our dick in somebody else and have a baby.
Facts.
We have that. We have that ability to stop impregnating. We have that ability to stop that, but we don't do that. So we out here making a whole bunch of babies that's growing up that don't have a full-time father.
KRS-One said it, man. The pussy is free, but the child support costs money.
and then cats be in there mad about child support. But if you not there on a consistent basis, you are liable to get child support. Just like if you shoot a gun and you don't hit your intended target, or you do hit your intended target, but then your stray bullet go around and hit Sally Sue, 6 years old, and kill her, you liable for that bullet. You liable for every bullet that come out your gun.
Hey, Roadblock, excuse me, brother. Can I say one more thing to my brother?
Go ahead.
City Styles, whether you are like what touch back up what Roadblock said, like I tell young men this: a man that cannot control his sexual desires is a weak man. A man that can control his sexual desires has become a strong man. You can't be manipulated. Listen. All right. And then two, a lot of people think that you have to do it on a big stage. Do not underestimate you going out here, instead of putting somebody on blast and be like, blah, you pull a young man and a young woman to the side one by one. But a lot of people too scared. But here's my message to City Styles, whether he agree with this story or not, but it's still believe in it. I believe in it, which I do. But if he don't, it's cool. But when you go in the scriptures, when that woman, when they had her and she cheated on her husband, and all of them was like stone her, and Christ wrote some, or Yahweh Shai Hebrew wrote some in the sand with his hand, with his finger. He said, ye without sin cast the first stone. Whatever he wrote in that sand was heavy, bro. And when he turned around, all them was gone. And she said, thank you. And he said, now go and sin no more. So he pushed off the wolves that was jumping on her and talking about kill her. And he when they left, that's when he broke down some habit to her and said, look, now go sin no more. So instead of like bashing young men or and the women, you pull them to the side one by one, bro. You'll be, man, I'm going to tell you something, man. I'm 50 years old and I've been doing this since 20 years, man. I'll never forget, bro. My brother, I was locked in a contract in Charlotte, bro. I had 36 painters, man. My brother died when I was up that bitch, man. I had to paint when the painters leave at fucking 5 o'clock. I paint from fucking 5 o'clock till they come back the fuck out back in at 8. I'll be goddamn painting goddamn morning. When I got out that bitch, I left. I lost 30-some pounds. My wife, my sister, she nursed me back to health, and I don't know what happened. So for about 20 fucking years, I go out one by one, bro, and I talk to these sisters, whether you ain't gonna catch it. If you talk to like 100 and you get one, bro, when they come to you in tears, my dude, crying, and they lock on you, when they see you, bro, they see your face. That little sister see your face, bro, and she see you, bro, and you lock eyes, and she come up to you, lock on you, crying, or a little brother come dap you, hug you, and don't let you go, and talking to you in your ear and telling you as an old head or thank you. You do it one by one, not in the public saying, yo, blah, 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 because we know what time it is, bro. We know we fucked up, and we ain't the only people fucked up. We ain't special. All races are fucked up now. But at the end of the day, man, talk to these young folks one-on-one with respect, because they going through it. They don't know. But instead of saying, yo, man, it's the man responsibility and it falls on us, and someone throwing out stats, or it's a 70% of the blah, blah, blah. They don't give a fuck about that shit, man. They don't give a fuck about that shit, bro. But City Styles, you on the cusp of doing something great. I'm not gonna fucking you my brother. All y'all my brothers. But City Styles, you on something great, bro.
City Styles, yo, that's my brother since I was 7 years old, man.
Yeah.
That shit is
He
way
got
deep. And
he
these
got love for his
conversations
people.
we've been having
Man,
for
you can't have love
over
for your people when all you do is blame black
30-something
women.
years.
Bro, he got bro on the real homie, like, bro, we got to stop that, bro. Like, real talk, bro, we got to stop that right there. That
Stop
man,
what?
it is, you know good and well that brother do not have malice in his heart. We
Man,
all been hurt.
everything. Hold on. I don't know this man from Adam. I don't know this man from Adam. So all I can say, as this man sitting on this stage right now, is I heard this man blame everything that the black community has going on right now on black women. And as a man in the black community who has a black wife, who has 2 black kids, I cannot stand by that. Now, if you come to me and you say, "Hey, man, listen, we all have a slice in this pie of degradation," I'll take that. I'll take that. If we say we all have a pot in this shit, I will take that. But if you say that black women who literally was raped for years in this community, in this country, and say that black women are the sole problem in our community, it's
not the sole problem.
It's not the sole problem.
He didn't, but fellas, all honesty, bro, he did not say that, brother. He didn't say that, brother.
He did not, but
that's
when
not
I
what he
came
said,
in,
brother.
that's all I heard.
The biggest problem. I didn't say the sole problem.
The biggest problem, but who's the controller of the black community?
I said they're the biggest problem in the community. I didn't say the only problem.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell y'all what's
in the black community
going on right now.
I'm gonna mute all y'all motherfuckers.
Who control the black?
Yo,
police
the biggest problem in the black community. Hold up, Dutch.
Is
the biggest problem in the
accountability.
black community, and the biggest problem in America, and the biggest problem in the world is man. Man is the biggest fucking problem because men need to step the fuck up. Men need to step the fuck up and do what's right, regardless of the cost. Men have to be willing to pay the cost. Men pay the bills, motherfucker.
That real shit is the worst thing that happened to social media.
Armel, right? So you're saying
ain't nothing wrong with men.
You're saying men from everywhere, right? Is this what you're saying? Everybody can hear me loud and clear? I'm good?
Yeah.
All right, man. So what, in your head, how do you fix that? What is your number one step?
Up. See something, say something, do something.
See something, say something, do something, right? So when a little kid's acting up outside, right? A young 14, 15-year-old, you go roll up on him. Me and Roadblock damn near argued about this shit before. I remember. See something, right? You see it, you say something, right? What happens then when his mom comes and starts cursing you out?
That's out of your control. But as long as you said something, you did your job as a man. If you turned a blind eye and didn't say anything or do anything, that's when you neglected your job as a man. As long as you said something or did something, you did your job. You can't control what happens after.
All right, cool. So have you ever seen something?
What happens afterwards is not your responsibility.
All right, so have you ever seen something and then you went to do something and it backfired on you?
Plenty of times, but that's the price of being a man. That's the price. A man don't get immediate results. It ain't no magic on the end of the fucking rainbow. It ain't no guarantee it's going to work out for you. That's the risk that you take, bro.
I hear you, but I'm saying you're talking about the black community, right? Now,
I ain't talking about the black community.
Well,
I'm talking about
so hold on, wait,
world, bro.
Stop yelling at me. So
I'm not yelling at you.
Everywhere.
He talk loud.
Yeah, he's a screamer, dog. No Diddy.
I talk loud, bro.
Yo, so you see a lady getting hit, and I've been through this plenty of times until I stopped.
There's so
see a
many
lady-
Brooklyn niggas on this fucking panel, bro.
So you see a lady getting hit, right? You see her getting her she getting the shit beat out of her. You step in, right? What do?
Yeah.
Yo, chill. You say something, right? Naturally, those dudes are tough guys, quote unquote tough guys, right? He acts up. You put pause on him, right? Next thing you know, fast forward, you sitting in bookings. You sitting in bookings like
that's part of selflessness and sacrifice.
Shit. Hold on,
Gus.
wait. I'm not finished. You sitting in fucking bookings.
Yes.
Right? That nigga's free. His girl's with a black eye. He's pressing charges. She's still with him. Then what? Because you seen something, you said something. You didn't mind your fucking business.
Yo, Dust, remember,
It costs to be the boss. It costs to be the boss.
Next to
look, Dust.
niggas in a fucking cell because you just
It costs.
some broad who likes getting.
Look.
Hold on, wait. You defended some broad who wants to get the shit beat out of her.
About your family.
Right?
Of course.
Wait.
Nah, Dust, hold up. Dust.
You defended some broad. You went the nice approach. Yo, bro, relax, chill. That's a female.
And you end up fucked up.
And then you get the famous suck my dick. You get the famous suck my dick. Get out my face, nigga.
Yo, Dust, y'all remember a couple of months back, it might have been a little longer than that though, right? The lady that was in a restaurant, looked like a little chicken spot or something, and the dude, she was ordering her food, and the dude, remember that?
I came and got the
Like, that's a crazy situation. Like, of course, you know, it's like, damn, you know what I mean? I would be able to dictate that she's a victim. It's not like she with him and they arguing or something. That's more like a dude just in the store bugging, and you see him go and put hands on this female at the window. It might be a little hard for me not to, you know.
Yeah, of course, I get it. But I'm saying, like, but what are we talking about here, right? So I sat and I listened for a while. We talked about. I've been listening for a while. We talked about QRC getting beat up in Vegas, right? And I clearly stated I would have jumped in because I met the dude. He's a cool dude, and nobody did nothing about it.
I'm not about to sit there and let no white dude jump on no black dude.
You introduced me to him.
He's a cool dude. He was cool with me, whatever. But then again, there's a lot more to that fucking story that's not getting said. Whatever.
Facts.
So there's that. Then we talked about how women are an issue, right? And how the new generation men would never work with the new style women, which I completely agree with. And then Armel said, "What's a traditional man?" That all of it's out the fucking window. All of it's subjective. Right? And then we went into the fucking community.
That's the issue, Dust. Hold up.
I'm just going from what I hear, and I'm just trying to figure out what
that's the issue.
Here,
that's the root of the thing that I'm trying to do with this live. What is a man?
Bro,
because it should not be. If everybody have their definition of what this is and what that is, we need to determine who are these niggas with these guns. Who are these men with these guns? What is a man? You know what I mean? Because if this man is blaming everybody else, that shit ain't that shit. How is that?
But that's because all of us have
a man takes accountability.
Yeah, we all have different definitions. So what we think is a man.
But everybody has this idea because the idea overwhelms. So I'm trying to get to the detail. Is what is a man? What is a man? What makes this nigga a man? And it damn sure ain't his age. It damn sure ain't that definition that DC Money brought up.
A man, in my eyes, a man is somebody who takes care. You take care of yourself.
It shouldn't be in your eyes. A man should be a man. Should be a man.
No, but this is the thing. You say it shouldn't be in my eyes, but what I'm about to say, you might not agree with.
Right.
So that's just a disclaimer.
So yeah, exactly.
So what I'm saying is, in my eyes, a man is somebody who takes care of himself, takes care of his family, takes care of his household, and then if he has the means and is able to take care of other people.
My definition of a man is somebody who takes accountability.
And yes, that comes with that. That comes with that.
Owns his mistakes.
A man should be able to say sorry when he
makes amends and separates himself from ego.
That's a
Right.
definition. That's what
definition
a
of
true
man,
adult
my
is.
definition
That's what
of
adult
man.
is.
Separate yourself from the destruct, because ego has. I keep saying this shit. Ego has killed more people and killed more relationships than any other thing in this country.
Yup.
Hey, look. I'm about to take a line out of Smashing That Bass. Let me tell you a quick story. The king asked three men. The king brought three men up. He said, "Yo, if you get the right answer, I give you all the riches in the world." He asked, "What's the strongest thing in the world?" The first man said, "Wine." When a rich man and a poor man get drunk, they on the same level. They
Right.
act the same way. The second man said, "The king," because everybody pay homage and taxes to the king. The king is the ruler. The third man said, "Women," because women, the babies come out of the women to make the grape gatherers, so you can make the wine. The right woman can walk up to the king and take the crown off his head and put it on her head. But he said there's one thing that's stronger than a woman, and that's the truth. And that's what men are supposed to be, gatekeepers of the truth, because that's why a lot of people, including women, hate the truth. And that's what's wrong when I said that no matter what you say about a woman, it still falls on the man's head, because we are the leaders. And what men don't do is be gatekeepers of the truth.
DC Money, what's up?
Yeah, nah, that's it. My definition of a man.
I just wanted to say.
Oh, go ahead, City Style.
Can I jump in there?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna let you be next, but let DC Money do his thing.
Oh no,
mine's is the leader of the household. Everything falls on me. I'm a leader. I'm a follower.
Okay, you next, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a leader and I'm a follower. I'm a good follower because I can sit here and take decisions, and I know that if this person has a good idea, I can let them lead and I can follow along.
Okay, yeah. City Styles, go your turn. Go ahead, do your shit.
I don't even think he was done.
Nah, I'm good. That's good. Don't worry about it.
Dang, son, wasn't done. I was only in the second paragraph.
Nah, City Styles, it's your turn. Go ahead. Dutch.
Yeah. What, nigga?
City Styles.
I was gonna say it was good talking to y'all brothers tonight. First and foremost, I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, brother.
Can you hear me? Okay, my bad. It's good talking to you brothers tonight. I don't get out much. Let's just say, I'm also a minister. I can do weddings. I can do funerals. I can do baptisms in Florida. So if anybody looking to get married or anything like that, and then I talk to a lot of young men and young ladies. I mentor people. I only mentor men though. I only mentor men. I don't mentor women, but I talk to them to know, and I'm big on facts and statistics and feelings. And so once we go into the feelings realm, we can go all over the place. But once we go facts and numbers, there's only one way we can go. I try to get them to
don't go by 100% right on that.
Don't go by how you don't go by your feelings, go by the fact of the situation. Go by the fact in the matter of the situation. Use that. Put yourself in a situation where you can be the best you can be. You don't got to save the community. And surround yourself with people like that. You put the knowledge out there, yes, but you don't try to save. I tell you, you don't try to. You work hard to build yourself. And they'll allow you to sacrifice yourself for them. So you don't want to do that, especially if you're responsible for other people. So you try to avoid. It's like chess. You avoid all situations as much as possible.
You breaking up a little bit. City Styles, you breaking up a little bit. I'm gonna pass it on to Roadblock and then kick up Dust.
Decision, not based on your feelings. Sometimes you gotta take yourself out of a situation.
Definitely, you're absolutely right. You gotta take yourself out of a situation
and just think
about it. That's the last thing I heard, and you breaking up. Y'all can hear him.
You don't gotta.
We can hardly hear you. We can hardly hear you. So we're gonna go to Roadblock. Go ahead, Roadblock, because I can barely hear him.
I've said my piece. I think we as black men, we should. Yeah, we got your sexy red. We got the sexy reds out there. We got the Glorrillas out there. We got the hood chicks and da 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 da. But literally, we got a myriad, a whole bunch of righteous ass black women out here doing their damn thing. Oh, never mind.
Go ahead.
We got a myriad. We got so many black. So we got the sexy reds, all that shit, the Glorrillas. I don't know if y'all heard that part, but we got so many black women out here that's doing a thing, and that's literally because the media will have you thinking that all black people live in poverty, right? That's what the media will have you thinking. They will have you thinking that all black people live on welfare. We live in poverty. We live in Cabrini Green. We doing all this shit, but that's so far from the truth. It's not even funny.
Facts.
It's black people out here doing their thing, middle class, and
raising their family.
Literally the flyover state black people that ain't nobody trying to pay attention to, and we outnumber any other section of black folks. Now, the media gonna have you thinking something totally different. Now, I do agree with what City Style said. If every black man police his own shit, a whole lot of policed areas, single policed areas, is going to accumulate into one big ass policed area. You see what I'm saying? So we gotta be able to differentiate me being who I need to be and the whole community needing to be what they need to be. Don't focus so much on the community. Focus on what you got going on. Because if you focus on what you got going on and you make that shit better, and everybody does that,
it's gonna spread out.
It's gonna spread out.
Yep.
And it's gonna make okay, so my son works for Urban Air. That's a trampoline park, right? I had to go pick him up today at 9:30. I'm on my way to pick him up. I go on Facebook and look, my cousin's wife jump on and say on Facebook, come get y'all kids because they up there acting a fool. I pull up, my son, like, they was up here fighting in the parking lot. A whole bunch of 15, 16-year-olds in the parking lot fighting. Police everywhere. Like, everywhere. They gonna end up shutting Urban Air down. It's a trampoline park, indoor trampoline park. That's what they do. So my thing, I never said to myself, where the mama's at, where the daddy's at. I said, where the parents at? Parents. Parents, as in plural, because there's a mother and a father. And if you don't have both, your kids ain't gonna function correctly. Period. Now, and that's not 100%, but that's
appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? That's not 100% because there's some people out here that actually do it by themselves. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But
Roadblock, that's sort of like your rifle you posted. It ain't 100%. No, I'm just messing. I'm just fucking with you. I love that shit.
It ain't 100% because I need my suppressor. But that bad boy was cold. It didn't fit. Boy, shit.
That shit was cold. That shit was cold. It was cold.
Oh shit! Hey man, I'm about to get off though, man.
Let Kick Up Dust go before you go. Let Kick Up Dust go. We got like 6 minutes.
I'm good. I fucking robot.
What do you feel about your definition of a man? The man behind a gun.
No, those 2 different questions.
No, that man. Whether it's the gun don't make the man make the gun.
Make the gun.
Absolutely. Guns don't shoot themselves.
What is a man? What is a man?
Like I said, a man is one who takes care of himself, right? Before you take care of anybody else, you got to make sure you're good.
That's what City Styles was saying.
Yeah, but it's a fact.
That's what City Styles was saying.
It's a fact, bro. Like, before you give somebody a fish and you don't know how to fish, you might want to rethink giving somebody a fish. Just saying. So make sure you're good. After that, you take care of your family. Right? You make sure your family's good, your household's good. And then from there, when you decide to help, you help to the best of your ability. You know, you be respectful. Being respectful is a big thing as a man, but also standing 10 toes down when it comes to it.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Facts.
Standing 10 toes down is a fucking fact because I'll be damned if somebody's going to disrespect my family. I'll be damned if one of you guys and somebody's going to disrespect you guys.
Facts.
You know, it's going to be a situation. So, and this is part of what we do. From the beginning of time, men fought. You know, men didn't get along from the beginning of time. In fact, in the beginning of time, in the most part, even till this day, when all options are exhausted, war is implemented. So,
yeah. Can I answer that too?
Oh, you didn't go to your goal, man. Go shoot your shit.
I would say my definition of a man at this date and time in my life, I would like to consider it maturity, patience, leadership, understanding, and experience. Like you making you that's what builds you to who you are right now. And I'm saying in this way, you ain't jumpy like you was 20 years ago. You're not impulsive. You're not, you know what I'm saying? You can lead because you know how to make decisions and take your time with patience and lead, make right decisions, and you know how to act accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like, you know, we couldn't do that at 18, most of us. You know what I'm saying? We probably was forced to do it at a young age, but we probably made wrong decisions even at that time. You know what I'm saying? But when you're in your 40s and all that, it's like if you can control and get a grip and put the control in your hand and actually move like that, I would say that that's the ideal man. You know what I'm saying? A protector, a leader, you know what I'm saying? And somebody that actually could stand on his square. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Facts.
All of you guys, I'm thanking y'all for everybody who came on the panel for expressing what you think. And nothing anyone said on here was nothing wrong. You know what I mean? But we had some disputes about semantics or particular definitions, you know what I mean? But we have to include that everything that everybody said is the definition of a man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just want everyone to consider the definition of man is ownership. If you don't own shit, you ain't a man. You know what I mean? If you don't own shit, if you don't own shit, if you're not a lord or you don't make shit, you're not a man. You know what I mean? If you don't own, you don't make.
Man, especially if you don't own yourself. Oh, okay.
Self is first.
If you don't own yourself,
and I'm getting to that. If you don't take ownership of yourself, You can't take ownership of your family. You know what I mean? Your job own your family. Your job pay your bills. But if you own yourself, you own your responsibilities for your job. You own those responsibilities for the job. You own those bills. You own your You own your family is yours. You know what I mean? You own the community that you live in outside of your family. You own your locality. It's take ownership. You know what I mean? Not point the finger and take blame. Everybody was right. The whole point of this live was, as a man, we have to take ownership.
Yep.
You know, ownership, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. As a man, taking ownership means it's your fault. What I'm
jump
going
on that
to
grenade.
do now that you took ownership, recognizing that you have ownership, what am I going to do? Am I going to say something? Saying something is good enough sometimes. You know what I mean? Or am I going to do something, whether it's the present or it's the future? But as a man that takes ownership, you know what I mean? Whether it's present or the future, that's a man's choice to choose. You know what I mean? But if a man does nothing, he ain't a man. If he does nothing in the present or the future, whether it's an influence, you see something you didn't like, you didn't do anything at that point, but you said something about it, or there was some more shit with it. You said something, you did something, or whatever. It don't have to be right then and there. Because right then and there, you know what I mean, might not have been the right situation for an intelligent man to do. So you may have said something about it later. This was fucked up. This is the facts that was there. And this is why I didn't respond to. But you have to say something. And that's why I was bringing QRC's thing into the place. But it's not just QRC's. It's everything. We seeing our communities as Black men get impoverished. And all we doing is blaming a systemic thing. Okay, the system is fucked up. Like Integrity said, the car is fucked up. What do? Acknowledge that the car is fucked up and do something else. Buy a BMW. Don't buy a BMW. I wouldn't say that for these fucking 2 Eurotechs that I have on the fucking panel, 2 of them. But don't buy a BMW. Buy a fucking Ford. You know what I mean? That you don't have problems like that.
He's bugging.
Toyota.
I don't be knowing about shit like that.
Toyota.
You know what I mean? But if you can identify the first step, you know what I mean, is identifying the problem. Once you identify the problem, say something about the problem and then do something about the problem. It don't have to be right then and there, man. But that's manhood. Manhood, we have to be able to critically analyze things and take action on. We are, and the thing that makes men from other species, we take actions on things that come to us. You know what I mean? And everybody's right. Nobody's wrong in this thing, but the whole thing that we need to just incorporate is our actions, is taking actions and taking responsibility for everything. And that's all, man. I love y'all and thanks for showing up. I'm going offline, man. We in this live stream and that's it. Love y'all. Peace.
Wow, peace.
Peace.